And we are live. We are
Hey, we're live.
live with T3 Collects, aka Ben Affleck, aka Kevin Smith, aka Robert the Scalper, aka John Campia, aka. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's a lot of AKAs. Shit.
All right, guys. If you're tuning in, we are going to be doing a spoiler review discussion about The Flash. That's all I really want to talk about today. I mean, maybe towards the end we can talk about something else, but mainly I want to talk about The Flash. So let me put up the comments and everything. So we'll wait for a few people to hop on. So we've got a few people on already. StreamYard or YouTube, one or the other takes forever to notify viewers. I don't know why it does that, but it does that.
Yeah, I don't know why either. It's kind of annoying.
Running on little sleep, but I'll try to get the energy going. Maybe I'll get my second win. Oh, here we go. The Hombre
Here
in
we
Black.
go.
Let's talk spoilers. Yeah, I know he wanted to. He
Let's.
messaged me early. He said he wanted to talk about this. Those first 15 minutes were awesome. They were. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. Premium Toy Collects. What's up, man? We'll give it about another minute or so. I'll wait till it gets to the 3-minute mark, and then we'll start. I guess we can start talking about spoilers. So, first off, I got to see this movie at an early event. I saw this movie 2 weeks before it hit theaters.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah, 2
Yeah, I
weeks.
think it was like 2 weeks, and it wasn't the final cut apparently, but it turns out it was just not the final scene and the end credit scenes or the credits. Everything else is pretty much the same that I saw, and I was thinking there was going to be more like extended scenes, but it wasn't. And then Carlos and me watched it separately, but we watched it yesterday on Thursday, the 15th of June. That's when we got to watch the movie. First off, what theater did you go to?
Cinemark 14.
Any exclusives?
They didn't have any. I asked them, well, do you have any Flash posters? Like, oh, we don't have them yet.
Yeah. Well, maybe it was tomorrow because tomorrow's like the actual official day then. I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is they had a new Transformers poster. My son grabbed that. I guess there's three different ones.
Well, that's cool that they do that.
Yeah. So he has the Optimus Primal and Optimus Prime. So I don't know what other one they have. So,
well, I went to Regal's where I watched the movie, Regal IMAX. They didn't have any exclusives there. But before I did all that, I actually went to an AMC and picked up the bucket, which is right here. And I was hoping this is all it really does. I was hoping it had camera's right here. I was hoping it had did you see the Shazam one that had like the lightning bolt effect going throughout it? Did you see that?
Yeah.
I thought this was going to do that. But it does have the texture though, which is cool throughout the bucket.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, it does have that, and then just the light up feature. It kind of looks like a trick or treat basket, to be honest with you. And then I got the IMAX poster. Let me see if I can grab it. Ugh. Right here. That's what I got. This is cool.
That's sick.
So, but this wasn't at the theater I watched. I had to go to AMC and go pick that up. Okay, so I guess we can go ahead and get started here on the spoiler discussion for The Flash. So, should we give our initial thoughts first, or how do you want? Okay, yeah. How about you give your? I've seen this movie twice already, so
yeah.
Let's see. You can go ahead, Carlos, and give your thoughts, your overall thoughts, and then I guess we can break down the movie.
Sure. Overall thoughts. So, if you watch me on my channel, most people think I'm just strictly MCU, but I will watch any comic movie. This one.
By the way, before we listen to Carlos, he does own a Thor: Love and Thunder poster, so judge him on that. No, just kidding. Go ahead.
You can. I don't care. It was free. So I'll give you. How about this? So I'm going to give you my rating out of 10. Then we'll get into everything else.
Okay.
So my initial thoughts after I left the theater, my rating was like a 7.5, 8. Now that I've had a pretty much freaking 24-hour turnaround on like thinking about it, I still would give it an 8 out of 10.
Still good. That's a good score.
Still good. I think this is hard because I mean, I guess in the Snyder verse of things, this would be my second favorite next to Snyder's Justice League.
Is that
Not
right?
Whedon's,
Out of
Snyder's.
all the DCEU, this is your
Hmm.
second favorite.
Yeah,
Nice.
so I would say Snyderverse, Flash, um, Man of Steel, and then probably Wonder Woman. I don't know. Wonder Woman and Man of Steel have always been kind of like my one's better than the other at one point when I watch it. So I think those are pretty much tied. But yeah, Flash is up there. That'd be my second favorite. 8 out of 10. I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I know you and I have discussed this movie for a while, so I really didn't know
Yeah.
what I've been reading, what you've been reading, what we've been hearing. If it was all
Yeah.
going to be true, so then a lot of it became true. A lot of it, like you said, we were wrong on.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Definitely the stronger out of Black Adam, Shazam. Like I would rate Black Adam better than Shazam: Fury of the Gods, and Black Adam was just okay. So
Didn't watch it.
yeah, don't waste your time.
So okay, so you gave it a 7 out of
Eight,
out of
eight.
an 8 out of 10, which is pretty
Yeah,
good.
initially it was at a 7.5, 8 in that range, and then overnight this morning I was like, oh, that's an 8. That's a hard 8.
Yeah, and I give it the same score. I give it about an 8, 8.5. Again, I read the early script on this film. I've read like 2 different early scripts, I think it was, and the story wasn't really a whole lot different from what we saw. But there was way more character development in the script. And then obviously, well, we'll get into it, but well, I guess we can talk about the movie. I guess we can just start from the beginning.
Yeah,
We get introduced to what starts off with the Flash, right? What does it start off with? Barry Allen, right? Running to his
yeah,
job, getting into his job, being late, you know, and then we get into the big action scene in Gotham City. So,
yep.
okay, first off, what'd you think of the Flash's new suit?
I actually like it a lot better than the Snyder one.
Yeah, for sure. That's I thought that suit was freaking awesome. I like the light up effects on it. I didn't notice until the second time. I think, does he have like a button that he pushes that gets
Yeah,
rid of all the lines?
I don't know actually.
I
Shoot.
noticed that because did you notice that when he doesn't have like there's certain scenes where it's just smooth. It looks smooth all the way.
Hmm.
And then there's scenes where he has the lines and then you see like the electricity flowing through it.
Yeah, I think that's when he charges up. That's when
Is
you
that
see
what
the
it is?
lights. Yeah,
Yeah, and then he has a little
that's all the
monitor thing.
electricity or whatever going through his body.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Then he has a monitor where it tells him his calorie intake to see if he's running on empty, basically.
yeah.
If he needs food for fuel because he's burning so much calories and burning so much food. That was cool. The lenses was a nice touch. Obviously, the ring was really cool. But again, I recommend people to really read the tie-in comic to this because it does give a lot of information on him and Bruce's relationship before, well, what's going on in between, this movie and I guess the Snyder cut, right?
Yeah.
It's
That's
been a
what it
few
said.
years.
Yeah,
It's been
yeah,
a few years. So that being said, the beginning, we get that big action scene with the babies, the hospital, Batfleck right here. We get to see him. We get into the cowl right here, right? Because they CGI'd his face. And I do not know why they CGI'd his face. Certain expressions he does just looks like really
bad.
wonky. Looks really wonky, man.
Yeah,
But other than that, when you get the far away shots when he's riding the bike, it looks like Affleck. It
yep,
does look like Affleck. It did look good. Everything was fine. It was when you got those close-up shots on him, it looked really like cartoony. And the blue on the suit, you can tell that they added that after. Couldn't you tell that? Like they added that blue after. It was so like it looked very cartoony.
Yeah, I mean it was like an obvious choice to do blue because he's
Right.
always been black. But going back to like Bruce or Batman, I guess, when he's in what was that? Was that his Batwing or what was that
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 was
he
the
was in?
like the silver, wasn't the silver fox? Is that what they call it?
Oh, maybe that's what he said, Silver
Yeah,
Fox.
I think from Justice League. It could be an upgraded version on it.
So
So
from that point, when you see the back of his cowl, and then he drops down and he's riding the bike, and I think it was like the first, dude, I can't remember too much, but I think it was when he first gets in contact with, I don't know, one of the freaking bad guys. Basically, you could tell that they CGI'd his face over
yeah.
the stunt double,
Yeah,
and
right?
I was just like, what are they doing?
Yeah, that's what, and that's what I saw when I first saw the fans screening. I was like, okay, maybe the CGI is not finished on this yet. But then everything didn't change. Everything was still the same. The cape, nobody can do a cape like Snyder, I think, his effects. Snyder, I mean,
Yeah.
Nolan did a good job too. Nolan did a good job in doing the cape, like when he was on the Bat Cycle. Like that thing was
Hmm.
CGI. This one did look very cartoony, but you know what? It like I said, it didn't really. It took me out of the movie a little bit, but it didn't bother me a whole lot because this is a comic book movie. You know, the movie starts off with a straight off action scene, and it feels
Yeah.
like you're watching like a Justice League cartoon for the most part. Like, what do you think? You
Oh,
have
oh yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
you have Alfred interacting with Barry Allen, saying that Bruce needs his help. You got Batman fighting. You got Flash trying to save some babies in a hospital that's like falling down, and that's like a huge slow mo CGI. The babies looked very CGI,
Oh, like
very
so
very
bad. Yeah.
cartoony, but it was still such a good scene. Like that was so awesome. That was such a great scene when he's saving all the babies in the beginning, and but Affleck uses his regular voice. What did you think about that?
Actually, you know what? I didn't even notice that. I know you said something before
When I
about
saw the
that.
early screening, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even notice it, but now you say that, I'm like, oh shoot, yeah, he did. I
Yeah.
actually like it.
I liked it
His
too.
voice.
I
Yeah.
liked it too. I went with my wife, and my wife was like, "Who's that talking?" And I was like, "That's Ben Affleck." She's like, "It is?" I was like, "Yeah, you used to him having the modulator." So I actually like the bat voice. But that's the action scene with Ben Affleck was pretty good. It wasn't
Yeah,
bad.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, and you get you get the Flash saving the babies, Batman catches his enemies, and then we get another cameo real quick right there from Wonder Woman. And then we get a funny scene with Batgirl, not Batgirl, with Wonder Woman with a lasso around Batman, and then we get another smiley Ben Affleck. Right, that's what I was telling you, that it kind of reminded me of the Joss Whedon thing a little
Yeah,
bit,
I see. Yeah.
but there's a reason why, is because he had the lasso of truth around his hand, and he was
Yeah,
talking
and
about I thought that was a I thought that was a cool moment.
I
Seeing
liked
this,
it.
you liked it. It was good. It was cool, right?
Yeah, I
And
thought
then
it was cool. I think the only thing that bothered me about it was the CGI because the mask on
on Affleck.
Batman, it looked like it was his face was sunken in. It didn't. It looked like it was crooked half the time, and I'm like,
Just looked weird.
eh, yeah, it was just weird.
I
But I thought that was funny.
okay, that's one thing about this movie. This movie had a lot of humor. Now, how did the humor work for you? Was it a hit,
um,
a miss, a hit sometimes, miss sometimes?
there was stuff I thought was funny. There was some. I don't know. I think it was 50-50 with me. I thought there was stuff that hit, and there was a lot of stuff that missed.
Yeah.
It's just, well, I know we're going to get into this, but timing was off, like
Yeah.
comedically, pacing, like we'll get into that too. But I don't know. I'm so used to like watching all these other freaking movies, and I felt like he was less funny Ezra's Flash in this than he was in Snyder's cut and Whedon's cut.
Actually, he wasn't that funny in Snyder's cut. He was more funny in Whedon's cut.
Yeah, oh yeah, because Whedon's
But
stupid.
the comedic relief in the Flash movie is younger Barry,
Yeah, and
which
I
which
liked it.
which makes sense because he's younger version of himself, and he's like
Yeah,
way more immature. But finishing off on the Batman, the beginning of the scene, what do you think of his costume?
I think that costume is freaking sick, dude.
It's
Like
dope,
that
right?
was one thing I was gonna comment. Like you got that up close view of him when he's basically riding, or when he's stuck to the car when he had the grapple hook to
The
it and
truck,
he's
yeah.
flying all over the place. And then when you see him with Wonder Woman, you get a really good. And I was like, damn it, why couldn't they do the McFarlane
Yeah,
toy
like
like
this.
that?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
was like, God,
Exactly.
they such a missed opportunity.
Yeah. Ah, man, that was, and that's pretty much the last time we see Ben Affleck as Batman. Like
Yep.
that's all you're gonna see. Like that's it. He's done. That's not him. That's stuntman Batman. But still, that's BVS right there. Like we're not gonna get Affleck and Batman anymore. That was it. That's the last time we're gonna see him on screen as Batman. But the movie basically goes into Ezra is working at a forensics
Yep.
place, right? Trying to
Hmm.
figure out the he's working on his dad's case basically to see that, to prove that his dad's innocent from, because he's accused of murdering his wife. And you get introduced to some of Ezra's characters, his friends, and then we'll skip through that, but then you get he realizes, well, he gets a call from his dad from prison, and he goes to his, what does he do? He speeds off to his old house where he used to live, right? That's what he does.
Yep. I
And then
think I know his dad talks about. I think Barry says something about Iris West, and then he says his dad says something about her, and then then he ends up speeding off while he's talking to his dad
while he's
on the
talking to his dad,
phone
yeah, he's got
to
like a
his old
chip
house.
through his
Yeah,
skull, yeah. And then
yeah,
he's like reminiscing, and you've seen the scenes in the trailer. And that's
yep.
one thing about this. They show a lot of the movie in the trailer.
Oh,
Did you
totally.
realize that? It's just
Yeah,
extended scenes.
yeah,
So he's like looking in front of his house, he's getting flashbacks. So you get the relationship between him, his mom, and his dad. You get to see how they find his mom stabbed in her house. And Barry basically out of anger speeds off, and then runs so fast, he ends up going back in time? He ends up going into the, what do they
I
call that? What do they call that place that he enters?
don't remember what they called it.
Yeah, he enters some kind of like a like this place in time where you can see different parts of the past, right? And I guess
Hmm.
if he keeps on running, he can go to he can pick a particular place to go to, and then he ends up going to the beginning of the movie on the action scene where he's saving the babies, and that's
Yep,
when he realizes he can go back in time, and that's when he has that discussion with Bruce Wayne, saying he can go back in time, and Bruce is giving him that awesome speech, which I think was too short, and I would have loved to see like a couple more minutes with Ben Affleck or Bruce Wayne and Ezra Miller, like communicating with each other, because dude, they basically gave that whole thing in the trailer.
yeah, and their dynamic in this movie is really good. Like
Yeah.
as I was
Yeah.
thinking about it, because I was telling you last night, the more I thought about it, it was kind of like not saying that
Coliseum of
Barry,
Time. That's a good
yeah,
one.
not that Barry's Robin, but he's doing what he would do if he had Robin, mentoring him. Basically, that's the dynamic, and I like that they did that. But yeah, I agree. They should have extended that scene a little bit more, got a little bit more context behind like the relationship. But it is what it is.
Did the Flash go back to in time to stop Ezra Miller from choking all those people? And that's the thing that before we continue, like if you didn't want to watch the movie, then you shouldn't watch the movie. Because I know a lot of people. Okay, so a lot of people are giving this movie a bad rap. You're seeing the reviews go down to 68%. It is not that. I don't think it deserves that low of a grade. I was telling Carlos that if anything, this movie should be between an 80 to a 90%.
Yeah, and I'm okay with an 80.
Yeah.
It dropped to 66.
Yeah, and I don't think it's that. I don't think it's like, what's a D? This movie's not a D. This
No.
movie's not a D. Not at all. This movie's not a D. Yeah, it has some CGI issues, and yeah, it has some pacing problems, but I'm pretty sure that has to do because they had to do freaking reshoots in this film. They had to change a lot of the film because of James Gunn. But if you go in there open-minded, Don't think about the Ezra Miller thing. And that's the thing. If you're, you know, if you're gonna go watch the movie, you should judge the movie by the movie.
Right.
Yeah. And anyway, so going back, so Barry enters that he finds the call. Let's call it the Coliseum of Time. I like that. The Coliseum of Time. I think that's what it's actually called. But so
Oh,
that's when he has that he has the idea of where he knows that he can go back in time. Bruce is basically telling him no, and then Iris West kind of gives him, the that he can go back and take off the tomato cans from the cart. I mean, we're skipping a lot of stuff here,
yeah.
but we can't break this movie like all the way through. So he basically goes back in time to the moment where there's a certain incident that happens. There's a reason why his mom gets killed, right? And it's because she forgets the can of tomatoes while they're making spaghetti. So she tells her husband to go get the can of tomatoes. And while Barry's at home doing homework, his mom gets murdered. So he has the idea of if when she was at the supermarket, if he puts the can of tomatoes in her basket, she won't die. And that's what he does. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's break that whole part down a little bit. So the one thing that was missing, which I felt like they totally missed, was showing, well, not really showing, but kind of showing how she got stabbed. They don't explain it. They don't explain that in the movie.
They don't. And I'm wondering if that was going to be saved for like a sequel.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
There is no reverse flash in this.
See that part of that movie, that's what bugged me. I'm like, dude, they didn't even explain how she got stabbed.
This guy is not is not reverse flash in the movie, just so you guys know. And I don't think he was ever intended to be reverse flash. What do you think?
I think when they initially, okay, so you guys don't know this in the chat, this movie has taken 9 years to get to this point.
Yeah, it has.
So in those 9 years, it had one other director and 2 different writers. Well, a duo of writers and then another set of writers in this 9 years. So a lot of stuff has changed. I know Reverse Flash was talked about, but I don't think they ever initially said that he was going to be the villain.
No. This movie isn't Flashpoint. This movie's not Flashpoint.
That's what a lot of people are having an issue with because they're like, why? They're adapting Flashpoint. I'm like, it's not Flashpoint.
Yeah, this is not Flashpoint. So you read this comment right here. I think the keeping the stab mysterious leaves the door open. And that's exactly what I thought. Because they never talk about who murdered her. He doesn't even try to find out who it is. He just goes back in time to try to stop that moment of when she got stabbed. And then he goes back to what he thinks is the future, or he's going back to present time, and he's entering the Speed Force. And then you get a glimpse of this guy right here.
Which that first glimpse was awesome.
Dude, wasn't it awesome?
Didn't it awesome.
Because this the director, Andy Muschietti, directed It Chapter 1, It Chapter 2. You guys know I'm a big It fan. He directed Mama. And you get the first reveal of this guy in the movie. And what did you think? Like, what did you think when you first saw him?
I thought, I like the way they teased him because it was really quick. But I was like, oh, dude, that right there, I was like, okay, there's the horror element right away. And then they just goes away. And I'm like, okay, so they're going to bring it back later.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
So he pushes him out of the Time Force and he pushes him into 2013. Where Ezra is younger. It's younger Barry. He doesn't have his powers. He pushes him to the day where younger Barry gets his powers. So he gets to see his mom. He gets to see his dad together. His mom's alive, obviously. And then he messed up the universe, basically. Bruce Wayne says it. Michael Keaton says it. Like, how do you explain it? Like the universes kind of crossed together. He made he did this spaghetti metaphor.
Spaghetti thing, yeah.
Yeah, and basically that's how we got General Zod. There's a spider on the mic over here. That's how we got General Zod in this film. Like he just messed up the time. He messed up time, basically.
Yeah.
So the Back to the Future. What did you think about that Back to the Future part?
I thought it was pretty clever the way
Yeah,
they
dude, I thought that was
did that.
funny. I thought that was funny.
And the funny thing is, my theater was not packed at all. I was actually kind of shocked for a 7 o'clock showing.
Yeah,
But everyone that was in it laughed at that the whole time, and I was like, dude, that's pretty good.
yeah.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
If you follow if you know a lot about Back to the Future and know how the movie was originally shot with Eric Stoltz, there's a big joke in this movie, and it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. So yeah, so Barry, comes into contact with younger Barry. He's telling him about his, basically telling him he's going to get powers, or he's basically telling him who he is, how he got stuck there, right? Doesn't he tell him that how he got stuck there? He doesn't know how he got stuck there, and then he
Because
finds out.
he doesn't explain why he's there, basically.
Yeah, because he can't. He doesn't tell younger Barry that his mom's going to die or that his
Yep.
mom dies. He doesn't tell him that. And General Zod. And wait, was this before Barry got his powers? No. Barry, he had to. He finds out the date that's the day that he got his powers originally. So he takes younger Barry to where he works, but he doesn't work there in that time,
Okay.
right?
He doesn't work there in that time, no.
Yeah, because again, guys, you got to remember this is a different time. What do you call it? This is a different universe. It's not the same exact universe. Just like this is not Tim Burton's Michael Keaton Batman. It's a completely different timeline. So if you know, it's not the same thing. It's not. It's another version of '89 Batman. So, anyways, he tries to take him. He takes him to his his job where he works in the future and tries to reenact what happens. And basically, what happens is the lightning goes through older Barry and then goes to and hits younger Barry. So older Barry loses his powers. Younger Barry gets his powers.
Yep. And that scene where our Barry starts running, he's like, I'm slow. That shit was funny.
Yeah. See, did you see he was making fun of his run?
Yeah.
Did you notice that? Yeah, they kind of made a little gag out of it on how he runs in the Snyder cut or in the Snyder universe. He kind of threw that out there as a joke. Okay, so having both Barrys, let's talk about the CGI with both Barrys. Because if you guys watched it chapter 2, I don't know if a lot of you guys noticed this. I noticed a lot of this stuff. He puts he CGIs like the faces. What do you call it? Face placement? I don't know what you call it.
I don't know what they call it either.
He did it so basically he got Barry's likeness and put it onto another actor's. That's what he did, right?
Yeah, right.
I don't understand why he didn't do what they did with Back to the Future. It worked so well. I don't know if it would have been too much work or I don't know. But you can totally tell one of the Barry's face is cartoony. It's like the expressions aren't right. Like they look weird. Sometimes I can see the eyes going like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Deep fake. There you go. Deep
fake.
Yeah,
deep fake. That's yeah. That part oh man, it just that bums me out because they could have just filmed him.
Yeah.
The Barry that we know, and then filmed the other Barry, or him dressed up as the other Barry. But I think they did that because the other actor probably had long hair. I don't know. You could totally tell it was the face sometimes on young Barry was off a little bit, off center, and then you see the other Barry. It would be him, Ezra Miller, and then it would go to CGI, and I'm like, oh man, it's bad.
But let me tell you again, aside from all the drama from Ezra, he did a great job in this freaking movie, and he portrayed two different characters very well. And didn't it make you feel like there was actually two different people on screen?
Oh, totally.
Dude, that's good acting, I think, right?
Yeah, that was so for me, that was the strong point of the movie, was watching him play two different Barrys, a young version and more, like an older version of himself. And it was like funny because it was like the older Barry being the bigger brother to a younger brother.
Yeah,
that was the dynamic, and I liked it.
And younger Barry is super immature, like super immature. And it's funny because even our Barry talks about, he made a comment like, now I get what people see or say
Yeah.
about him, right? That he's annoying, that he doesn't shut up. And I like that they did that. Like,
Yeah.
he called himself out basically. But the younger Barry cracks a lot of jokes, and there's a point where our Barry gets in an argument with younger Barry, and he calls him out. And that was a great scene, dude.
Yeah.
That
In
was
the
a great
Batcave.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when they enter the Batcave, so we'll get into that. So they find out General Zod's, attacking Central City, right? Is it Central City? Because they don't even really specify. It's not Metropolis.
No, no, because it looked like
It looked
Metropolis.
like Metropolis, yeah. But so Zod comes. There's that TV message he leaves that where they're hiding a Kryptonian. Um, our Barry tries to see if there's any Justice League. So there's no
Hmm.
Aquaman. There's no Wonder Woman. Cyborg doesn't exist yet. And then he finds out there's no, okay, so he can't find a Superman. Superman hasn't been discovered yet. And
Right.
then they find out there's a Batman, or he finds out there's a Batman.
Hmm.
And so he ends up going to, I guess he just looks up Bruce Wayne, and then
Yeah,
he
and
goes
there's a
over to
Bruce
Bruce
Wayne
Wayne's
in that
house. Yeah.
time.
And then it's like an abandoned, like mansion, like castle, almost looking castle looking. It's like really foggy and doesn't really look like Tim Burton's Batcave or
No.
Wayne Manor, but again, different universe. And then it's abandoned. The doors open. We come across okay, I want to know your thoughts on this. We come across a Bruce Wayne with long hair, a beard, and he's fighting both Barrys. What'd you think about that?
Um, I don't know. Like I did not like it, and didn't think it was. I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah. When I first watched it, it kind of like I was like, what the hell? It kind of like took me out of it a little bit. I was like, okay, whatever. So that's how we get introduced to Bruce Wayne, Michael Keaton. So Michael Keaton's an older man, long gray hair, beard. And so he's fighting them too, trying to figure out who they are because they entered his house. And then our Barry tells him, basically if he's Batman and who he is and what's going on with Zod and everything. And that's when Bruce Wayne talks about the time. He breaks it down basically about
Yeah.
multiverses, basically, right? He breaks down the
Hmm.
multiverse. He explains it. So he tells both Barrys he doesn't want to help them. So both Barrys leave, but our Barry finds out where the entrance to the Batcave is, and he's going to use his technology to find out where Superman is, or where there
Hmm.
was a sighting of some kind of object entering Earth's atmosphere. So they enter the Batcave. It's all full of webs. You can tell some of the equipment hasn't been used. We get to see the Batmobile, which is not used in this movie.
Nope.
It's not used in this movie. It's there basically for decoration. So we only see the Batmobile like one time, really. And so Barry's using the Bat computer, our Barry, to try to figure out like where there's been like a UFO, I guess, entering Earth's atmosphere.
Yeah, I guess because they
He's
don't really
searching,
explain that.
yeah, because he's searching Clark Kent, and there's so many Clark Kents in the world. Um, and then younger Barry is just like goofing off, like going through the Batcave, speed forcing through the Batcave. Because again, our Barry lost his powers; he doesn't have his powers anymore. So younger Barry has it. What'd you think about the Joker bag, the laugh bag?
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah,
Nobody got that at all in my theater. I don't think my son got it either. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
yeah. They he brings out Joker's laughing bag at the end of the '89 Batman when you see him smashed on the floor, Jack Nicholson, and you hear that. That's what he has there. And that's when they get into that argument, and he tells him he's so immature and this and that. It's a really great moment between both Barrys. So basically, Bruce Wayne ends up helping them. He gives our Barry a file, right?
Yeah.
Where he finds out where they're keeping Superman, or some
Well,
kind of
what?
Kryptonian,
Yeah,
or
what
some
they
kind
think
of,
is Superman. Yeah.
yeah. And then we get to see Batman's Hall of Armor. What'd you think about that?
We've kind of seen it, but to see it on a bigger screen was freaking rad.
Pretty awesome. You get to see all the suits and then some. I think a lot of it were callbacks to like action figures. Don't you think?
Probably. I think the one thing that still stands out to me is So there's the one in the middle, which is his what would be his current one, I guess.
Yeah, the modern bat suit,
So
which I like,
yeah, and
which
then
grew
the
on me.
left, yeah, the one on the left, and then there's the one with the gray and blue. I really wish they would have used that
Yeah.
at one point.
But we got this suit. This is the one he rocks in the movie. And this one grew on me very much so.
Yeah, it's pretty
And
reminiscent to the '89 and Returns.
yeah, it's like a combination of both. So
Yeah.
basically, the way you see Batman in his suit introduced is what you see in the trailer. Like they showed it. They showed
Yep.
it. He agrees to help both Barrys. They find out he's keeping him in Russia. And then they take the Batwing and they fly off, right? They fly off to Russia in some secret base and they break in. And you get a little bit of action scenes. You get to see Batman. You get to see Keaton kick some butt.
Yeah, and
Right?
that
You get to
was
see his
so
fighting
good.
skills, which was awesome, dude. That was so freaking good. I mean, it was obviously the stunt man, but that was so awesome, dude. And again, that suit is great. So, dude, Keaton still has, I told you, does he not still have that look
Totally.
in the suit, man? And he's still got the voice. He still
Yep.
has the voice as Batman. So you get he does have older gadgets. Did you notice that? Like a
Yeah.
lot of his gadgets are not like it's not like Affleck's gadgets. It's
Mm-mm.
not up to date gadgets because he's been retired. He said Gotham has been one of the most peaceful cities now, right?
Yeah, safest cities. Yeah.
Safest cities, yeah. Like there's been no crime. So they go there, they find this huge sphere where they're keeping the Kryptonian, and it's not Superman. So Batman said, "Leave her." Our Barry said, "Take her." They
Yeah.
find her suit. They take her suit. They escape. That's when you get that scene in the trailer where they say, "Batman, what do we do?" And then you see, Batman with his hands up saying, "We try not to die." And then you see, what's her name again? It's what's her name? I forgot her name. Sasha Kaye, who plays Supergirl, who's
Is it
freaking
Zara?
awesome. Is it Zara? Kara?
Uh,
Is it
Her
Kara?
name was Kara, but her Kryptonian name was, I think, Zara.
I don't know, but she kicked ass in this movie, man. And the sad thing about this is she's barely in this freaking movie.
Yeah, she's in it a
And
total of, I
like
trying to keep
10
count. It
minutes.
was like 10 or 11 minutes.
And she's so great in this film. She totally like my wife even said how much she wanted to see more of her. And
Yes.
she looked great in the suit. Dude, her flying's okay. So we said it before. The CGI looks a bit wonky, right? The
Hmm.
CGI is wonky throughout the
Yeah,
film, but
Cora.
there's some good moments where the CGI looks good. Like that scene where they're flying and Barry's recording her, that looked good.
That looked good.
That
Yes.
looked really good. So I don't understand like what was going on with the CGI. Did it have to do with any of the reshoots? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know because some scenes looked really good.
That's insane. Like the beginning was wonky, wasn't that great, and as it progressed into the end of the first act into the second act, that's when it was better, and then
Yeah,
it progressed back to what it was like in the first
to
act.
getting a little bit bad.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
like
so that makes me
they're
think.
all over the place.
I wonder if this was due to reshoots.
I mean, I don't know. I think Andy Muschietti's. 'Cause I know that they talk about it, and he's like, "Oh, it was meant to be that way
I don't think so. That's
because."
just a way of, because look,
Yeah.
there's a scene. Okay, so obviously when you have two berries on screen, one of them looks bad, right? It
Mhm.
looks a little wonky. But there's scenes where you just see Barry by himself on screen and his face is CGI'd.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I don't get. That's got to be some kind of reshoots.
It's like they just cut his face out and put it on.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I think some of this stuff, I think a lot of this stuff is reshot because again, guys, I read the original script and it was a little different. And then not only that, Sasha Gaia was supposed to have way more scenes in this. And the ending that we got in this was a completely different ending originally, which they actually shot. And I mentioned this to Carlos. There's some shots in the trailers that you don't see in this movie and one of them is from Sasha, and that's the ending of the film that we see in the trailer, the original ending. So I don't know, man. I don't blame James Gunn. I don't blame Andy, of course. Andy, it sucks. Andy had to change his movie. It sucks. It's almost like a Snyder thing, but it wasn't as bad as what WB did to Zack Snyder,
No,
right?
not at all. No.
No. So this is something they had to work with. Like they had to. Characters got screwed over. Actors, I mean. First off, Ezra screwed over a lot of people. It's true.
Yep.
He did. Sasha got screwed over by what happened in the change of script. Same with Michael Keaton, because they were supposed to be the new Justice League.
Yeah, and I like how he mentions like, oh yeah, he's all, I guess we're kind of like the Justice League. Again? Yeah, the Justice League.
What do we call ourselves again? That's when we get into want to get nuts. Let's get nuts.
Yeah, I was like, where is this part in the movie? And then they do it, and I was like, all right, there we go.
Yeah. So they rescue Supergirl. She saves them from that Russian base, and then holy crap, I gotta charge my computer. Hold on. That's one thing I forgot to do, man. Entertain the people, Carlos.
Rookie mistake. Always bring your charger when you do a live stream.
No, it's here. I just forgot to plug it in. It's here.
So, in the comments, so I'm trying to read these all because they go by pretty fast. So imagine if the Blu-ray and 4K release of the movie is like the Red Hood movie, where you can change the timeline and possibly get different scenes.
Oh, dude, that would be sick.
I honestly don't think they're gonna put anything they've cut out. Into the.
No, they're not. They're not. One of Barry's is evil. I don't think so. Well, I guess we'll get to that in a second. We'll talk about Dark Flash in a second.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, let's go back a little bit. So they rescue Supergirl, and then they take her. They go back to Wayne Manor. Our Barry tells younger Barry to take her to the roof to get the sun.
Right.
Rays from the sun to get her strength and everything. So then she was talking to younger Barry, saying like, she's not a human, she's not Kryptonian. Why should she help? Why should she help humans? Because humans kept her captive.
Right. Like, why should she care to help human race?
She goes and finds Zod, who's already like, he hasn't terraformed yet, but he's having when she goes and finds him, he's having a meeting with the soldiers, which I read in the original script was supposed to be played by the actor from Martian Man. What was his name? The general. He was supposed to be in this movie, and he gets killed by General Zod in this version. So he was supposed to be in this film, but he didn't make the cut. That was cut out. I'm not sure if they filmed that. They probably did, but that was cut out. Sasha, Supergirl, ends up seeing Zod kill a bunch of humans. So she has a change of heart, right? She has a change of heart. And because she was going to, what was she going to do? Go join Zod? Was that what she was going to go do?
I don't know what she was going to do.
Yeah, because she went to go find Zod. And then not only that, so Kal-El does exist. She said that her pod and his pod was ejected first, right? From what is it called? Krypton. And they don't know where his pod is. Nobody knows where his pod is, but Zod knows where his pod is.
Yeah, because he says, we caught his pod basically midair or something.
Intercepted it, yeah.
Intercepted it, and they kill him, basically.
They killed him to get the codex, right, from him.
Yeah, and then he was like, he didn't have it, you have it.
You have it. Supergirl has it. So that's when we get the scene, because she's asking where Kal-El is. And then she's like, what did you do? And then she freaking, dude, that was awesome, man. That was
whooping his ass.
Dude, I wish there was more of that. And she said it herself. Didn't she say there was an R-rated scene, like the battles?
Yeah. So there's, that was cut. I think they said there was like 13 minutes that got cut from that.
From the final battle. Sucks. Dude. And then Fiora. So we see Fiora. She's barely in it, and she said not one word. Not one word.
I wonder if I wonder if she was actually in the movie, or they just used something from Zack Snyder's movie.
No, she was. There's footage, yeah, and then she went to the premiere.
Okay, because I was like, did they just cut a scene from that movie and just put her in it?
The suits are different too that they're wearing. It's not the same as Snyder, and it's
is it not?
No, it's not, and it's very CGI.
Oh, totally.
It's very CGI. So that some of the scenes in the final battle sequence looks good, and some of it just looks really wonky. But okay, so So Barry Allen, our Barry Allen, wants to get his powers back. So he talks to Bruce Wayne to try to reenact how he got his powers. So they get chemicals, right? They didn't really explain what they got, but they got chemicals.
Mm-mm.
They got this huge bat wing kind of kite in the sky. He's attached to a chair. Lightning hits it. Batman's hitting some kind of electricity switch, and then he gets zapped. You see it in the trailer where he's getting like the lightning or he's getting electrocuted, and that doesn't work. And he's like dying right there on the chair. And younger Barry's like yelling, "No, no, don't do it anymore." And Bruce is going to hit the switch again, and it's fried, so he's not able to do it. And then Sasha ends up coming in to save the day. She grabs him, takes him to the sky, and gets hit by lightning. That was a cool scene.
Yeah, that was
good. That was a cool scene.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like that whole like second middle act was all
good.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And so she brings his body back, and he's like, well, is he dead? Is he considered dead at that point?
When she picks him up and takes him in, he was basically dead.
He was when she brings him back down to the Batcave, right?
No, when she picks him up and takes him up, he was dead.
He was dying.
He was dying. Okay, so dying. Okay.
Yeah, when he comes back from getting electrocuted again, I think he's dead. And then younger Barry touches him, and his powers go into him, and that's what heals him. That's what gives him his powers. So then he comes back, and then you see younger Barry create his bat suit.
Yeah, which is funny.
Was awesome, dude. That was awesome. So he used the Batman Return suit.
I like how they stop at that scene where he's cutting the ears off and then just ends that and it goes into, and I was like,
because it's a montage. Great. It's a montage where you see him making the suit, and then it's playing this music, and then the music just stops, and you hear him cutting the ears off, and it's like like cutting the ears off of the cowl. I mean, we're skipping a lot of stuff, guys. Again, there's a lot more character development with both Barrys that we're not going over. There's a lot in between. Oh, remember that nightmare where Barry had of Dark Flash?
Yeah,
dude, that was freaking sick. I forgot about that. Was that when he got hit by lightning? That was when he woke up from getting his powers back.
Yes.
You just see this like light, like a lightning, and then you kind of see Dark Flash. Like, is he flying through the sky or something?
It's like he's running fast in the sky. I think that's what he's doing.
So that's when we get another glimpse of him. And then, so anyways, Barry wakes up, gets his powers. Sasha comes down, says she's going to help them fight Zod. Younger Barry's wearing the new suit. And that's when we get the Bruce Wayne unmasked in his bat suit saying, so what do we call ourselves again?
Yeah.
Justice League. And then he's like, you're going to help you. He's like, what does he say? You want to help? Are you in? And then he's
like,
you
in or something like that?
Let's get nuts. And then you get the Batwing scene where both Barry's in the back seat and Sasha's flying right next to them. And then you get Batman. Dude, I love the Batwing, how it rotates.
Yes, I was going to say that.
Dude, that is sick, man. You get some awesome Batwing action in this, which is why a lot of the promotion images has the Batwing in the posters.
Yeah, and not the Batmobile.
No, there's a lot of Batwing in this movie. A lot of action. Like a lot of action with that thing. So then you get the final battle. Sasha's fighting Zod. Both Barrys are just fighting Kryptonians. The new Flash is starting to learn his powers. Okay, so does the Flash ever really have that power where he does the electricity? Does he really have that? Like he shoots electricity from his hands? He like charges up and then goes like.
Yeah, I did not understand. Like,
dude, I love it when
in
he's
the comics he doesn't do that.
I don't know, but he's like, I'm gonna go full. What does he say? I'm gonna go full Emperor on him, which is a Star Wars reference.
Like that.
There's a lot of references on here to movies.
Yeah, to the 80s stuff.
Yeah, well, Lord of the Rings, when he's putting on the ring. Remember when our Barry gives younger Barry the ring to wear the costume? So they did do a funny scene where Barry puts on the cowl. A younger Barry puts on the Batman Returns cowl, and he looks at Barry, and it like fits all fun. What'd you think about that scene, dude?
I thought it was funny,
dude.
It was supposed to me. It felt like it was supposed to be cheesy and campy for a reason.
Yeah, of course. So the final battle, Batman's in the sky fighting Kryptonians, right? He's fighting the ships.
Yep.
He's fighting ships. Sasha's fighting Zod. Both Barrys are fighting Kryptonians. They're working together. That tornado effect was freaking awesome. right? Some of their fight scenes was really cool. A lot of CGI. Okay, so I did notice there is a lot of this Barry right here, CGI'd
Yes,
by himself.
it looks very cartoony.
So is that reshoots, you think?
I don't think that's reshoots. I think that's just the
Just
CGI.
CGI?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So
it looked like an animated cartoon. That's what it
yeah.
looked like. Yeah.
So it did. And it didn't take me out of it, dude.
Mm-mm.
Like me and Carlos had this discussion. If Zack Snyder would have done this, it would have looked better, right?
Yeah.
It would have. He did a great job at this, but this is a Flash movie. There's no way you're able to do Speed Force and make it look super real. I don't think you
Yeah.
can. I mean, you could improve the special effects for sure, but this is what it's supposed to look like for the most part. Like how else
Yeah.
would you do it?
I mean, I think the one thing that bothers me about the CGI in this movie is they finished CGI in 2021, so they've had a full 2 years that they could have fixed it, and they didn't. That kind of irritates me that they finished CGI and then they did pickup shots in 2022 and 2023.
2023,
No
yeah.
CGI was done. So it's like, oh, so you had this time to do the CGI,
Do you
but
think
they
the
didn't touch
budget
it.
do you think it's because
Oh,
the budget?
for sure,
Yeah,
yes.
I think because the reshoots cost money. I
Yeah.
think that's what happened, dude. Maybe it was the budget. I don't know. Yeah, if well, don't forget, guys. Muschietti said there's a 4-hour cut of this film.
Yeah, and we're never gonna see it either.
Yeah, we're never gonna see that. All right, so both Barrys are fighting Kryptonians. They're working together, which was awesome. What did you think about the music that came on? There was a rock song that they played. Did it take you out of it?
At what part though? Because there's music.
It was where both flashes when they're like it's right when they're like facing like this, and they go let's go, and then
Oh,
they run, like then the music kicks in. It worked for the Flash's part, but then they also used that rock music for Zod and Sasha, and I thought that should have been more of an epic score.
now you say that. Now that I've seen it, yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah,
There was music in it that to me didn't fit the movie, and I was just like, like it didn't take me out of the movie, but I was just like, eh.
yeah, like it would have it would have worked, that song, with both Flashes only, not with Sasha and Zod. That should have been like some epic music, and then when it cut to Batman flying around, it went to the '89 theme.
Yeah, which was cool.
Yeah, that was cool, but it kind of that just threw me out a little bit. I don't know if you noticed this though. When I caught this the first time too, and I caught it again yesterday. When Zor-El, not with Zor-El, when Zod is coming out of his ship, and then Supergirl's flying like right there, and they're talking. Well, that's like right
Hmm.
where she says, "What did you do?" Did you
Right.
notice a little bit of Hans Zimmer score?
No, I
The
didn't.
drums, dude. There was the drums of Man of Steel.
Not the. I got to watch this again
Yeah,
still.
dude,
So
I noticed that the first time, and then I noticed it again yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, shoot, that's kind of like a callback to Hans Zimmer." That was pretty
good.
cool, but
That's the one thing about Muschietti. He said that he obviously was drawing inspiration from Snyder because this
yeah.
is still technically in the Snyderverse. So I think there's a lot. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of respect for Snyder, and they have a friendship. I don't think he would have took this movie on if he didn't talk to Snyder and get like the okay. Because a
Well,
lot of these guys said that they're like, I
but
wouldn't done this movie.
let's not forget, this was an entirely different movie before.
No, I know.
So they had to, at this point, they didn't have any choice on what was going to change. It wasn't Andy had no choice. He had to change what needed to be changed and reshoot. So I'm pretty sure he had a completely different movie prior when he talked to Snyder, when he involved Michael Shannon, because Michael Shannon does not look like he's interested in this movie when he talks about it. He does not.
No,
He does not look interested in this.
he's like basically in the way I know what he said, but it's kind of like his way of saying I got paid to do it and I did it.
Yeah.
That
So I
was
don't
like
know.
his attitude.
I don't think he ever really had like a huge role in this anyways, but it's like I told you that one day, like you can't redo Man of Steel. Like we already know the story, and they kind of break it
Hmm.
down. Like we can't do it all over again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But so basically, what did you think of though of the Flashes working together, like both of them with the fight scenes and everything?
I thought
Even
it
though it
was
was quick,
fine. Yeah, it was. I mean, there was some jokes that Younger Barry was saying that were kind of dumb, but overall, I think them working together as Younger Barry was starting to learn his
Yeah, his
powers
powers,
more.
yeah.
That was cool. Seeing that, and then the first instance when he gets stabbed with the Kryptonian,
Oh yeah, he's like, oh my
and I
god,
was like,
they're fast.
"Oh shit! They just gave away everything right
Yeah,
there."
he's like, they're fast. Wait, no, not stabbed. Remember when he first gets scratched?
Oh yes,
He's like, oh, they're fast, and then but our Barry was like, no, but we're faster because
yeah,
he didn't know they were almost as fast as them. What's this? Michael Shannon was excited about Batman versus Superman. He's shown for like a second.
I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, his likeness or whatever.
Yeah, because he's dead in that movie, right?
He's dead. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I think they just used a mold. They got a cast of him, basically. All right, so let's get into like major spoilers. So the deaths, right? So
yeah,
Zod ends up defeating Supergirl. He ends up telling her the Codex is in her. He kills her, and then he takes, the Codex out of her body. They leave. Batman is fighting. No, Batman's ship gets, or his Batwing gets damaged. So he can't put his gear down, his landing gear, and he can't eject.
right. Because the eject button's broke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So then he sees the big ship, the big Kryptonian ship. He's like, I'm going for the big one. And then boom, you just see him sacrifice himself, which was like pointless because they have shields. So he killed himself for nothing. And then that's when you get the scene in the trailer where, because I don't even think you've seen all the trailers, where Barry's going, like, he's yelling no with his,
yeah.
with the comm link or whatever it is. And both Barrys are like, what the hell? And then was it younger Barry's idea to go back in time to change it? So
Yep.
they go back in time. They
No,
go
they go back one time, right? Together.
no, they go twice. They go back twice, don't they?
I thought it was once, and maybe it was twice.
No, they go back once, right? They go back once, and oh yeah, you're right. I think it is. I think no, they go back twice. They go into the time thing twice. The second time, our Barry just stays in the Speed Force. So they go back right to a certain point of the final battle, and then Sasha still gets killed.
Yeah,
But that was cool though, where Barry's helping her fight Zod. Did you see that? Where like he's
yeah.
running around Zod? That was pretty
Hmm.
awesome. And then Batman dies differently on this one. He's gonna do the same thing and kind of crash the ship, and then Barry tells him something along the lines like those ships are armored, and he's like, Roger that, and then he takes off. And
Yeah,
then
he
he's like,
takes off.
then he fights the large Kryptonian, and that's where you see in the trailer he's jumping on the craft, and Batman ejects him there, lands on the floor, fights that huge Kryptonian, which is awesome, dude. Batman's
Really good.
taking it for his age, man. He puts all these bombs all over him, and he's like exploding different parts of him with the bombs, and then dude, that Kryptonian just body slams Keaton Batman, which is his final blow, which is where you get where is it? Where you get
When he drops to his knees.
where you exactly, which I love that scene, dude, or that shot. I love that shot, which is this one right here. This is his second
Yeah.
death. That's his second death right there. That's like that's
See,
where he died.
in that scene, like from the trailers, I thought maybe he like they get defeated basically, and he just goes down to his knees because they just lost. Like, that was my initial thought.
No. But see, I knew this from the beginning because I read the original script. The original script, Batman is mortally wounded, and they leave it. They don't know if he's dead or not. That's when Flash goes into the Time Force. But so yeah, so this is the second time he dies that we see, and he has a nice little moment with Barry. Right? They have a nice little
Hmm.
back and forth, saying like, what did he tell him? He's like, I shouldn't have, or what did he say? I shouldn't have. What did he say? I forgot what he said when he said something about
Um,
bringing you back, and he's like, you already did. Oh, he's like, I
yeah,
can't bring you back, or something
right. And
like
he's all,
that.
you already did. Yeah.
That was a nice moment, dude. That was a nice moment. So they go back in the Speed Force again. But before that, a younger Barry gets stabbed by the large Kryptonian, and he gets a piece of Kryptonian stuck in him. Huh?
Yeah.
That's where we get this right here. That's where
Yeah.
we
As
get this
soon as
right
they
here.
do that, I was like, oh, dude, they're doing that.
Yeah. So, but it wasn't technically younger Barry in the version we watched, which is what I thought was going to happen. I thought this guy was going to keep on going back in time and you were going to see him become Dark Flash. And
Oh,
no, it's
so
not.
you're gonna, yeah, okay, I see what you're
It's
saying.
not.
Yeah, which
So,
I thought the same thing too when they were doing that. I was like, oh,
yeah.
this is how he becomes that.
Yeah. So basically, they go back into the Speed Force again. Our Barry stays in place. He doesn't go and help younger Barry. So you see younger Barry just keep on trying to save everything over and over again. And each time he's coming back
It's
in the
getting
speed,
worse.
yeah, he's getting more spikes over him, getting more battle damage. His suit's getting more messed up because they explain it in this movie. You have to have a special suit when you go into the speed force because you're going to burn it off, and that's what was happening with his bat suit. So they have a little argument. Both Barrys have a little argument about that. Our Barry's telling them they have to die. This world has to die,
Yeah,
right?
mom
Like they
has to
have to
die.
let go. Yeah, they have to let go. And the other Barry's not having it. He doesn't want to lose his mom. So he's going back in time. And you know what? He made a good point. Several times in the movie, he's like, I didn't ask for this. He's like,
Yeah,
you did this. And he
yep.
has a point. He's like, I didn't ask for any of this. You did this.
You showed up
So
here, is what he said. Yeah,
exactly. So you see him trying to go into trying to, save Batman and Supergirl, and they're failing. So when he goes again, he goes to the Speed Force again. Out of nowhere jumps Dark Flash. He like
yeah.
comes out of the back, and then you get him like this. What did you think about his look there when you finally get to see him?
So initially, when you first see him in the
Yeah,
beginning,
scary.
I thought he looked like I was hoping horror, like a horror character,
Yeah,
and then they show that part, and it was just straight CGI.
no,
Ah,
it was a suit. It was a suit.
dude, I don't know. I think that was straight CGI. Had to be.
So so basically, Dark Flash is an older, younger Barry,
Mhm.
and I guess what you see here is a mixture of Kryptonian and his suit, the bat suit.
Yeah,
So it is an older bear. He's got white hair. And basically he's the one that set the whole thing up. He's the one who pushed our Barry into 2013.
yep.
Right? He had a plan all along. And eh, it kind of got I think that character kind of got wasted because he didn't really do much. He
Yeah.
dies. Younger Barry dies. He
Or
ends up
like
killing.
what do you call it? Gets ripped off his face, like
Yeah, a
the
piece of his
Kryptonian
mask
thing.
gets ripped off by younger Barry.
Yeah, and then you see
Because he
the
comes
other
back
Barry.
because he comes back and he's like, "Who the heck is this?" And then you can see there's a scar right here, which younger Barry got in the final battle. He has a scar, and then he realizes that's him, just trying to repeat it for I don't know how many years, dude. Like he's been doing this for
Oh,
years,
I don't know.
and
Yeah,
so he basically tells our Barry he has to kill him,
yep.
right, in order for this to work. So when he's about to kill him, younger Barry jumps in front of the way and gets stabbed. And then Dark Flash basically disintegrates.
Yeah,
And then the multiverse is kind of like what, caving in.
collide. Yeah, they all
But
start
before that, you
colliding.
were getting the multiverses. So now we get into the cameos, right? Tons and tons of cameos. 66 Batman,
George
uh,
Reeves, Superman.
George Reeves Superman, Supergirl and Christopher Reeves Superman, which I
Which I
didn't
didn't.
think the CGI looked bad. People were saying it looked bad. It didn't look bad.
No, I didn't know that Supergirl was going to be in it. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, whoa,
Yeah.
that was cool.
You see some 66 Batman, some voices, some Jokers. Jay Garrett, you see him
Yep,
in
Jay
there.
Garrick. You see Captain Cold in it.
Yes, they said you also get to see Captain Boomerang
Oh,
somewhere
see, I
in the
didn't
Speed
see
Force.
that.
I didn't see that either, but they were saying that. They were saying that. And um I know we're not reading comments right now, guys, but we'll get into it right now. We're almost done here. Um Yeah, there was a ton, and then the biggest one was Nicolas Cage.
Which, okay, so I honestly don't think that was Nicolas Cage because that looked all CGI.
No,
It didn't.
it is CGI, dude. It is. I mean, it
That's
is.
what that kind of bums me out. Like I thought, like Nicolas Cage actually played the part, and it was not.
No, it got his likeness. Okay, so going back real quick. So when they did that, what did they call it? The time asylum, or what were we talking about?
Uh,
Where you see the different places of the past. I think all that was meant to be CGI.
well, yeah.
I think all that was meant to be CGI. The way it looked cartoony, I think it was supposed to look like that because it's like it's images of the past. Anyways,
That's the nice touch to that was that every, I guess, what timeline or universe was a different color. So I
yeah.
thought that was cool. I like that. Visually was cool.
Um,
Um,
okay,
the
so all the
Nicolas
cameos.
Cage fighting the spider, which I think's funny because Kevin Smith talked about how he wrote,
Yeah,
was
yeah.
forced to write that into
Yep.
that film. So that was funny.
Let me tell you something. I wouldn't be mad at a CGI'd Nicolas Cage movie.
At his age now, you think still?
CGI, I don't care. I'll watch it. How many of you guys
Yeah.
would watch a CGI Nicolas Cage movie? Come on. But that was awesome, dude. I thought the cameos were fine. I know like people are talking crap about it. It's like, why?
I
It's
mean,
the
dude, there's a lot of cameos in there that I know I missed. Like, literally have to
probably.
wait till you watch it on Max or buy it to pause and look at everything because there's stuff I know I missed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I you know, again, we talked about this. I'm sure a lot was cut from this film. I'm sure I wonder if there was more of them repeating, if you saw more of them going back in time trying to save Batman and Supergirl. Obviously, I'm sure the battle was longer, the final battle. Um, you know what we didn't talk about? Alfred was in the movie.
Yeah,
We
for a
forgot
split.
Jeremy Irons. I forgot to say that. He was in the movie as well. I'm sure people saw it from the trailer though. But anyways, yeah, so the cameos were cool.
They
And
made
then
That's the thing with the cameos. They made it seem like it was like I don't know, a
like you were gonna get
ton.
to interact with people or what?
Yeah, like they interacting and I don't know. I know there's other things that they cut out. We'll probably talk about here shortly. So
Yeah. So then Barry ends up coming. Okay, no, first of all, so there and that when he was in that time force seeing all that was going on, dude, Barry's face was CGI'd.
yeah,
Why is that?
I don't know, dude.
Why is that, dude? There has to be a reason. There has to be a reason.
Uh,
I'm wondering if that's reshot, like newly added stuff, like replacing something that was different.
yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the third act was where all the CGI got wonky again, like the first act. I don't know. The second act was just so good. That was
Yeah,
like the middle part was the big chunk of the movie, and I thought that was like the best part of the whole movie.
yeah. I like the final battle. I really did like
Oh,
the final battle.
the final battle was cool.
Yeah.
It was way more action packed than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was full of action. Okay, so Flash ends up going back in time and takes the can of soup out of or the can of tomatoes out of his mom's cart. And then you get the emotional scene
Yeah.
with Barry and his mom. Dude, and then if you guys know Andy Muschietti's films, he does very good emotional scenes. And oh man, and they play that Spanish song.
Hmm.
Yeah, dude, that was a great scene. That was a great scene, man. And I'm pretty sure if like anybody who's lost a mom, it probably hit
Oh,
them. Dude,
totally.
that was such a good emotional scene, man.
And that's
So
when you can see Ezra Miller's actual acting
yeah,
ability come out when
exactly.
that, and when he's having his argument with
With his brother.
young Barry in the Batcave. Yeah, those
Yeah.
two. Yeah, yeah.
So then he does it, then he goes back into in the future into what he thinks is our present time, which is the day of his dad's court case.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then his dad gets cleared. And then so in the beginning of the movie, Ben Affleck's driving this really nice Mercedes, right? This like futuristic looking Mercedes. And so, anyways, so his dad gets cleared. He exits the courthouse. Iris West is there, and mind you, she was in the beginning of the movie as well. And then they talk about having a date and blah blah blah. So then Ezra gets a call from Bruce Wayne, right? And he's like, what does he tell him? He's like, I'm on my way, or he says thank you to him. He's like, I'm on my way, or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
So the cut that I saw, you see the Mercedes that Ben Affleck was driving pulling up. You see a foot come out, a leg come out. And then it ends with what the? That's how it ends. That's how it ends. That's how this what I saw ended. This one goes on. You see the person coming out of the car. You kind of see him coming out, and the people are surrounding him, and it's freaking George Clooney. And I'm not gonna lie, dude. I loved it. I loved it, dude. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. And George Clooney still looked pretty good. I would like to see him as a Batman like this, the way he looked.
It's funny though.
Pretty good.
I like that. I mean, there was rumors that it was happening, and I was like, there's no way.
Yeah, do you
so
remember when you said that? We were like, this isn't true.
Yeah, and it had to be true. Dude, but what I read and what I heard was it was him in the bat suit, not this.
Yeah, I read the same. Yeah, I read something about that too. It was something in the bat suit. So, so what does he tell him again? He's like, what the? Or who does he say? He's like, who the? What does he tell him?
I think he said, "Who are you?" or something.
Yeah, but didn't he drop the F-bomb? Didn't he drop the F-bomb?
I think so. I don't. Because dude, I don't remember now.
At the end of our movie, when I saw the fan screening, he says, "What the F word?" and it ends. It just ends. I think he said it in this one too. But then what does he tell him? He's like, "Are you Batman?" Or he says, "What does he say? You're Batman?" He tells George Clooney that, and George Clooney's like looking around, like, "Shut the hell up!" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was awesome, man. That was so cool.
Nipple Batman bat.
Dude, that and I think Batman and Robin is one of the worst Batman movies we've gotten, but nostalgia-wise, I love it. As a kid, I loved it. I love the toys, and that movie was meant to be for toys. Yep. And I go back and watch it from time to time. It's not a great movie, but it's fun. I still think Joss Whedon's Justice League is the worst DC Batman movie ever made. I can watch Batman and Robin over and over again. I can't watch Justice League. I can't. The Whedon cut. The Whedon cut sucks. Worse. But anyway, so that's the end of that, and then we get the after credit scene on Aquaman and Flash. And that was actually an original scene from the original script. But that wasn't the after credit scene. That was in the end of the movie. So that was an actual clip that was already shot. But this is where the confusion kind of comes in. But before I get into that, when you see Barry interact with George Clooney, Ezra Miller looks completely different.
Oh, he looks skinny.
He looks so different. You can tell that was a reshoot. Yeah.
Totally. Yes.
So different in that.
Yeah.
Anyways, so this is where the confusion comes in. So they said there's already a sequel written, right? And completed.
Yes.
If this movie does well. Now, originally, this was going to end with Batman dying, Michael Keaton's Batman dying, him going into the future, his dad getting cleared, and him seeing that Bruce Wayne is the new Batman's Michael Keaton, and that Supergirl is replacing Henry Cavill. Or Cavill, however you say his name. So that's how the original script ended. And then you get that Aquaman scene, and then the after credit scene for the original script was Ezra getting a voice message from Ben Affleck saying that he's stuck in some kind of a multiverse, which was going to lead into the Infinite Crisis, right? So that's how the original was going to end, and Keaton was going to remain as Batman. He shot for Batgirl, which was scrapped. He did an ending for Aquaman, which was scrapped. Ben Affleck reshot the ending for Aquaman, which is scrapped. So who knows how the hell Aquaman is going to end now?
Yeah.
Because there was supposed to be a Justice League scene at the end of the movie of Aquaman. They reshot that.
in the Flash, there was supposed to be Wonder Woman again at the end, and Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, Jason Momoa. They were supposed to be not at the very end, but they were supposed to be sprinkled out toward in the end
Oh yeah,
somewhere.
in the
And then
time
all
portion.
that's gone. All
Yeah,
that's gone.
that's this. So this
That's what
movie.
Gunn had cut out.
Yeah. So where I'm confused now is if they do make a sequel, where does who's the Batman? Is it George Clooney? Are we in the George Clooney verse? How does Aquaman still exist in this?
Yeah, see, that doesn't make any sense.
This is what's throwing me off. Like, how does Aquaman still remember everything else? Which what it seems like. It seems like I don't know. So that's what really throws me off. But I was telling Carlos that they should have not left that as an after credit scene, put that somewhere in the movie, that Aquaman and Flash scene, and they should have done an after credit scene with George Clooney in the bat suit and Flash in the Flash suit going and like getting a call to go save someone. How cool would have that been, dude?
That would have worked way better than what they did.
Yeah. Yeah. But
because,
okay, so
like you were saying, like Affleck or that Batman contacts him because he's stuck in a multiverse.
yeah.
That would have been a good way to have the Clooney's Batman and Flash go back to save that Batman.
Well, the reason why, from what I read, they shot that that Ben Affleck, because regardless, the original ending was gonna end the Snyderverse, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, and they left that Ben Affleck scene so they can go back and revisit if they needed to save the Snyderverse again, or if they wanted to bring back the Snyderverse. So that's why they did that. But so now it's just like what's going to happen now? Like, I want this movie to make money. I really do. I want to see what's going to happen. Okay, so Collection Obsession wrote, sounds like a hot mess of reshoots and cuts. It is. It is.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? It's still a good movie.
Yeah, it's still a good movie.
It's still a good movie. It's not like the Whedon cut. But that was a completely different director and reshoots and all this other crap. This is still a solid movie. It's at a 66% right now, which I don't think it deserves. I think it should be 80 to 90%, 75 the lowest, right? I don't think it should be in the 60s. I really don't. And again, I think a lot of that comes because of the CGI and because of just people wanting to dislike the movie because of Ezra Miller.
Yep.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah. Audience score is 86, so it dropped from 92 to 86.
Yeah.
I feel like the movie should be an 86 to match the audience score.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be a 90, but I definitely sure as hell believe it should be a high 80, in the high 80s.
I liked the movie. I thought the action scenes were good. I thought the comedy was good. It worked. Some of the jokes were but I think it works overall because you're getting the younger Barry is the one making the jokes the most. And again, he's an immature teenager in this movie. They did have some heartfelt moments. I wish there was more, but they did have a lot of heartfelt moments. The villains were kind of whatever. Supergirl got screwed over in this movie. The few scenes
she still was so good.
It was great. Sasha Kaya was great. And if I really hope James Gunn keeps her, dude. I don't think he is. I don't think he is.
I don't think he's using it.
And you know, okay, so if he doesn't, then they deserve to release the original Muschietti cut.
Oh, I agree.
Because, dude, she was great, and that really sucks because she was good in the movie, dude. Like, she was the one I was least excited for. And again, they cut out the whole ending, their original ending with her and Keaton. That was completely wiped out. And then plus whatever else was cut from the film. But I still think it's worth a watch in theaters. You got to watch this in theaters because it's an action fest. This movie's an action fest, especially for Keaton. If you want to see Affleck one more time, Gal Gadot one more time, Batman 89 one more time, dude. He does not lose a beat. He still has it. Michael Keaton still has it. And it's a shame we're not going to see him again. He's 71 years old.
Okay, as I say, he's in his 70s.
Yeah.
And dude, he kicks full ass this movie.
I'm getting it, man. I'm getting all the hot toys, all of them. So you know what? So's Carlos.
I'm not getting any of these hot toys.
Like a sequel could be Clooney helping Flash and Chris O'Donnell. Oh man, I want to see
God,
Chris
that'd be cool.
O'Donnell back, dude. Adopted kid to get Keaton back. So your overall thoughts altogether?
All together, great. Well, great acting by Ezra Miller for his dual parts. Um, the nostalgia hit for sure. I knew it would, but I didn't know how much it was going to affect me. Like seeing him in the suit, Keaton, the music, the Batwing. Even though that was in the same Batwing, just the whole thing, I was just like, it gave me goosebumps. Like I was telling you, the scene with in the Batcave with or Arbery and Youngberry, that argument, that right there, I literally got goosebumps. I was like, oh, dude, this is like crazy. This gave me goosebumps. It just the acting that part alone, what I was like, I'm sold.
Yeah,
That right there cemented Ezra Miller for me. And
yeah.
it just in my mind after we left the movie, I was like, it sucks. We're never gonna see anything from this ever again. Like
Huh.
there's
Ezra
no
ruined a lot of it.
future.
Ezra ruined a lot of it.
Yeah, there's no future for this to continue on. And I know there's the sequel or the script's written, but if they're gonna do a Flash sequel, it won't be for like 5 years,
Yeah.
and then by that time it's too late.
They said that the projections are a little more than what they expected.
I read 166 total for the
Yeah.
weekend.
So I think this movie has to make 500 million to be successful. It's got to.
Yep.
If not, then
And anyone in the chat know the break even point for this movie? If you do, throw the number out there. Because Rav and I know the break even point, so that's why he said 500 million. That's where it'll make some money. So if you guys throw it in the chat, no, we can say what it is. It's a rough amount of money.
be in the beginning, 25, 30 minutes was the best part. Well, that was a good little breakdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a lot more fresh in my mind after seeing it the second time. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I rarely do this. I want to go watch it again.
Really?
I want to go watch it again. Yeah.
I want to see it again,
This
but
is
I
gonna
think
be one of those movies, dude, down the line. You're gonna be like, wow, like this is the last movie we got of Affleck, the last movie we got of Keaton again, his comeback and his farewell. This movie almost seemed like an animated series kind of movie.
yeah,
Does that make sense?
totally. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So somebody put here, what do I think of the Ezra coming back as the Flash? If he can get his mental status checked, then I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Because he is a good actor, man.
Yeah, he is a good
He
actor.
is a good actor. You can't deny it. He's actually a really good actor with the right director. He's good. He's pretty good. And I think Andy Muschietti, for this being his first comic book movie coming from all horror, did a
Did
pretty
pretty
good
damn
job.
well.
Did a
Yeah.
pretty good job, man. The score. What did you think of the score?
I thought the score was good. There was kind of like the movie. There was parts of the score that I felt like didn't fit
Yeah,
scenes that
exactly.
could have fit in different scenes.
Exactly. Well, I told you
So
there's a couple songs that I don't know why they didn't use them in certain scenes. They got some really good songs on the soundtrack
yeah,
that they should have used, especially in the final battle. But look, Collector Obsession says he's gonna go watch it again. Cool, man. Cool.
one more ticket sold.
Hey, I'm gonna go watch it again. I want to go watch it again. I know Robert's supposed to catch it this weekend. So if Robert says he dislikes it and he loves Morbius,
There's something wrong with
something is
Robert.
wrong with Robert.
Oh my god.
Robert, if you're watching this, what the hell's well, you haven't seen the Flash yet, so we don't know. We don't know. All right. Are you picking up any of these, dude?
I definitely want the Flash one. I still need to buy the Batman one.
Yeah, I was on defense on the beginning, the unmasked. I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get the unmasked one. I'm fine with my 7-inch one. I think this one here looks great. Dude, we need a Supergirl. I don't know what the heck they're waiting for. We needed, because they messed up on her head sculpt. McFarlane did a terrible job, and we need a Sasha Kaya in this scale, and we need a Bat Flash, younger Barry, to
Oh,
go
you know
with.
what else we need? We need a Ben Affleck in that new suit.
Oh,
In the actual blue, and yes.
That would be cool if he did. That would be cool if he did, but I don't
think it's
dude, I
happening.
can't wait for Hot Toys, because it looks like they nailed that suit.
Dude, the Hot Toys, like I don't have any, and you already know the first Hot Toy I'm going to buy if I can ever get a good deal on it, which would be the Crow. But definitely these, seeing those on Instagram, I was like, holy shit, those look so lifelike.
They look great. It just doesn't look like Affleck, but
stunt double.
Stunt double, just like Robert Citrone.
Yeah.
So, all right, you want to show any pickups you got?
Pickup.
I know you got a set right here if you want to show it off. Let me grab a water real quick.
Well, one I have is in my house, so that sucks. I did get this in a year later, a whole year. It took a whole year to get the 3-pack of Spider-Man. So I did get these. The other thing I got was the Spider-Man 2 video game figure, which is in my house.
Spider Gameverse.
Yeah. It's this 3-pack, Spider-Man 3-pack. 10 out of 10. Like, these are the 3 best Spider-Mans they've made. Like I said, I was telling you earlier, the Andrew Garfield one version, my favorite.
Looks good. I'm tempted, man. I'm tempted.
I mean, even in the this Amazing Spider-Man, how he has that pearlescent eyes.
Yeah.
In the movie, it's the same thing on the toy, the figure. It's
cool.
like, yeah, it's freaking good, and the suits, the red and the blue, are exactly like in the movie. And I was like, God damn, they killed it. And the Holland one, it's a whole new sculpt, and this is way better than the other ones they've done.
Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. I mentioned it before. Holland won me over on Spider-Man No Way Home, which is another multiverse movie. And I'm getting his Hot Toys for that movie, man. Oh, okay, let's talk about multiverse movies. So I love No Way Home. Do you think it's better than The Flash?
Fudge.
Yeah. Honest opinion, because I've just thought about that right now.
Two different. Okay, so they're two different
movies.
Two different tones.
Definitely.
Spider-Man's a lot darker, like dark. Flash is.
This is actually way more lighter than expected.
Yeah, lighter and more colorful, I guess you could say.
Exactly.
Dude, it's hard because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, dude.
Hey, I'm a Spider-Man fan too, dude. But I got to think about rewatchability, and I would personally, I would say to me, and I love No Way Home. I think Flash has more rewatchability for me.
See, that's the thing is, I don't know, because I've watched No Way Home so much.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times too.
It's gonna be different though. Like when that movie comes out on Blu-ray or Max, that's when I'll be able to really tell, because I could sit at home in my own couch and be comfortable.
Okay.
But yeah, right now it's hard. I'm not going to give you an answer because I don't know.
Okay, how about this one? Multiverse of Madness or Flash?
Again, two different movies.
Yeah, but they're multiverse movies though.
It's very dark, demonic, which is the Sam Raimi thing.
I didn't care for Doctor Strange.
And I really, really enjoy.
Yeah, and I'm a Sam Raimi fan. I'm a Sam Raimi fan, but I dislike that movie.
I'd probably give it to the Flash.
Okay, this is a perfect response right here by Night Silver. They are both great movies, but to me personally, I could rewatch The Flash as a whole, but No Way Home only clips her. Dude, I agree with that, because I find myself watching scenes more. And you know what the scenes are?
When he's fighting Green Goblin?
Andrew Garfield's scenes and Tobey Maguire. That's the scenes that I go back and rewatch.
You know what? The more we're talking about it, those are the scenes that I actually just go to Disney Plus and just hit, or not Disney Plus, the YouTube 4K version I have. I just go to those scenes. So,
and I know a lot of people were saying like this, and I thought it was dumb. a lot of people are saying, "Oh, the Flash has all fan service. Like it's just shoehorned to get like what's the word? Nostalgia. It's like nostalgia, and it's like, dude, Spider-Man No Way Home did the same thing.
Yeah,
They did
they
this.
got
It's a freaking multiverse. What did you expect?
yeah.
Like, yeah, some people are weird. Some people are weird.
Me,
But
so to me, the Flash as a whole movie, it's a standalone Flash movie because I know everyone was like, "Oh, Keaton's back," and it
yeah,
was hyping Batman, which they do. To me,
they did.
that whole Flash movie is a swan song for everybody.
Yep.
Cavill, which you see, which is probably not really him. Affleck,
Yeah.
Gal Gadot, well, not
Aquaman.
Aquaman, but Flash, Keaton. Like it's a swan song. Like this is the last time you're gonna see them all.
Oh,
That's what it was.
speaking of, so we all know the reason why, but the trailers, the promotions, heavily promoted by Keaton Batman.
Yep.
Heavily. This is a freaking Flash movie. It's not a Batman movie. Just so people, if you haven't seen it, it's 100% Flash movie. 100%. Don't you? Would you agree?
Oh yeah, it's
I know all the promo is Batman because of the Ezra Miller situation, but this is a completely 100% Flash movie.
yep. And they did the Batman. You're right, just because of Ezra Miller, and they want to get butts and seats from the generation of the late '80s, early '90s to go see a movie with Keaton again.
Yeah.
That's why they did it, and
Look,
the marketing was perfectly fine for that.
let's say he says the Flash was just relying on Keaton, but Spider-Man was heavily on the Toby, Andrew, and Green Goblin scenes. But people didn't know that Toby Maguire and Andrew Garfield weren't going to be in the movie. But let me ask you this. If Toby Maguire and Andrew Garfield were not in the movie and it was just Green Goblin and Doc Ock, would the movie still have been as successful?
No, it
Yeah.
would have done well, but it wouldn't have done
Yeah.
1 billion dollars it did.
He needed those other actors. I think the Flash movie still would have been a hit if it didn't promote so much on Batman,
Yeah,
and
and
we didn't have the Ezra situation. I
I
think
agree, totally agree.
the movie would have been a hit. Let's see here. Clooney assured in several interviews he would never reprise his role as Batman ever again. Hey man,
He
you know
didn't.
what though? That little scene that he was in, he redeemed himself. Dude. I
He
want to see
wasn't
George
Batman
Clooney.
though.
I
He
want to see
was
George
Bruce
Clooney
Wayne.
again, man. I want to see, dude. You know what? I get, he was the worst Batman because he played George Clooney. He did
Yeah,
not like hide his look. He played basically a 66 Batman almost, right? Wouldn't you agree? It was campy. The
yeah.
movie was very campy.
Well, I mean, watching Batman and Robin, what kind of? Well, I know, yeah, it was campy and cheesy, but
Robin right
it
there.
was him just being George Clooney in ER, like the
Yeah.
short hair. It wasn't
Yeah.
like an actual Bruce Wayne to
Yeah.
me.
No.
So
No. But if let's say they were to make a sequel and it involves him a little bit in there, but we
I'm
don't see
fine.
him, if we don't see him in the suit, or if we see him in the suit a little bit, hey, I'll be happy I'm fine with it.
Yeah, it'll be like Keaton, like 25 minutes, and that's it.
Yeah. To be clear, he didn't return as Batman. He returned as Bruce Wayne. Same
Yeah.
thing. He's still Batman.
I want to. Can you go back up?
Yeah. Which in the Andrew
There's a
Garfield?
comment. No, keep going. There's
More?
something about. Keep going. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Something about the break-even point.
Oh, Ing.
Okay, so
Whoa,
600 million to break even. So the break even is 440 million. That's
Ing.
the cost of the movie.
Ing, how is it over there where you're at? Are people excited for the Flash? Ing's been a longtime supporter, dude, for years. Big Spawn fan too.
Can you imagine if the break even was 600 million? Holy shit.
Again, I feel bad for everybody involved in this film.
Yeah.
Like it sucks, man. It sucks. Like again, if you're not gonna go watch it because of Ezra, go for the rest of the cast. Go
Yeah,
for the
go
rest
for the
of the cast.
cast,
Go
go for
support the
everybody that worked on the
director.
movie.
It's not, dude. It's not a bad movie. Like,
No.
people, you need to go see this for yourself and stop. People need to stop jumping on the bandwagon. Like, stop jumping on the bandwagon. Like me, yes, I look at Rotten Tomatoes. I do. I like to see what people say. I like to see the percentages. But I judge things for myself. If there's a movie, the trailer doesn't look good to me, I'm not going to go watch it. And then eventually I'll catch it down the line. And for the most part, I still don't end up liking it. But I don't go because people tell me not to go. I go because I just don't seem interested in the movie. But if you are interested and you don't want to see it because other people are saying not to go watch it, dude, screw that. Go watch the movie. Go watch a movie.
Yeah,
I don't
don't
like,
judge a book by its cover. Basically, just go see it. Form your own opinion after you watch the movie.
yeah. Yeah, because what was the one we talked about that I said I actually liked? Guardians.
Oh, Guardians 3,
Guardian.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, and you know what? There is the comic. I think so. I don't know if Carlos agrees on me with this one, but I really think comic book fatigue is a thing. I really do.
And I don't think it is.
Didn't James Gunn say in that interview too? He even said that they're going to try to release more quality. They're not going to release so much.
Yeah, he didn't. He said that he doesn't think there's fatigue. He says there's just too much coming out at once.
But that's what it is, though. It's fatigue. It's like it's too much, dude. And then you have to admit, man, all these superhero movies are like the same now. You know, it's predictable. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, so I think go back to like when the MCU first started,
Oh, we didn't know
how
what was going to happen, dude.
20 years ago. Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. Like then, you didn't know what was going to happen. No one spoiled the movie.
yeah,
As you get progress into doesn't matter if it was a DC movie, a Marvel movie, everyone started spoiling things, and that's
yeah.
what ruins these movies
It is.
now.
It is. And I know a lot of people say I'm not an MCU guy, but I am. I love the first is it three phases? I love
Yeah, the first three.
the first saga, the Infinity Saga. That
Yep.
that is like those movies were all for the most part great, and that's something that's never going to happen again in Hollywood. That's like a historical thing in movies right there, what they did. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I don't think we're gonna. I think MCU personally. I think MCU needs to take a little bit of a break.
Well, I mean, they kind of are because they're scaling back everything. They're not doing what was their. I think who was the guy that took over for Chapek? That dude wanted 4 movies a year and 8 TV shows a year. And as soon as he got ousted, Iger was like, "Nope, we're not doing that. We're going back to what I had started, quality over quantity, and that's what they're doing." And you can see that in Guardians 3, that
Yeah,
it was all quality.
yeah. Well. That's James Gunn is his own person though,
Yeah.
man. He does his own thing.
And he even said that Kevin Feige literally didn't even like bother him. He let him do whatever he wanted, and that's good. I mean, he let him do the first F bomb in a movie, in an MCU movie.
And that's why I have confidence in, because okay, so we talked about this. So James Gunn comes from horror, right? He
Hmm.
comes from horror. I don't know if a lot of people know that he wrote the script for Dawn of the Dead. Zack Ryder, Zack Snyder. Zack Ryder's the freaking wrestler. Zack Snyder's first film, Dawn of the Dead, and he's bringing back Andy Muschietti for Batman: Brave of the Bold. Batman.
And
So Andy Muschietti and James Gunn are almost the same. They both have horror backgrounds. They both do very good emotional scenes. But I think Andy Muschietti is great at casting. I think, and not only that, as casting as like likenesses to younger and older, like especially if you watch it, he does castings where they look like dude.
very well done.
Hell yeah. So they're almost the same person. So I think he's going to allow him to do pretty much what he wants to do.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think so too. I think that he's going to give him kind of like free reign and actually dig into the comics more. And he's not going to do what Walter Hamada did, the prior DC regime, where they meddled and everything, he's probably going to give him notes or like, hey, this is in the comic book, or think about doing this. Like he may give him little things, but I think for the most part, he's going to let him go free reign. Like
Yeah.
here's all the comics to go through. Pick what you want to do. I'm not going to touch it. Just do what you want, and that's good. The key to this movie is casting the right Batman, though, because
Yep.
that's very hard.
Josh Hartnett.
No, I'd rather see him as Two-Face.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. He was for Two-Face. Yeah. I want to see that guy as Two-Face. And and if Andy Muschietti's directing this, oh man. Yeah, hell yeah. I can only
But that
imagine
Josh
how
Hartnett cast is for the Batman, not for the Brave and
Oh,
the
that's
Bold.
right. That's right. That's right. I'm totally off. Okay. Hey, Matt Reeves will do a good job.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I'm all in on Matt Reeves stuff.
That's right.
So.
That's right. Anybody excited for Blue Beetle? I am. I know Carlos isn't.
No, to me that movie looks like a freaking
dude. It's a kids
Power
movie.
Ranger movie.
That's a kids movie. That is a kids movie.
I know it. That's like my son's so hyped to see that.
It's Cholo, the guy from Cobra Kai. This guy is like a fan favorite for kids and teenagers and adults, obviously. And you know this is directed to kids. It's not an adult movie. You can tell from the trailer.
Well, it was supposed to be on HBO or Max.
Yeah, dude, this is.
And then they're like, "Oh, it's just too good to be on Max. We need to put it in the movie theater." Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited for it. I'm excited because I think I like the actor. I think the guy's awesome.
Don't get me wrong. I like the actor. I like Cobra Kai.
He's got like a great personality, man.
It's just the suit. I don't know.
Isn't the suit pretty comic book accurate though?
I think.
I don't know much about the character.
Current comics, yes. So I mean, obviously, I'm used to the old Blue Beetle, which Ted Cord they talk about in the movie or the trailer. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll take my son to see it. I may be surprised and be like, "Oh shit, this is really good." And I like that James Gunn now just said this is the first DCU movie.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, that's interesting."
Yeah, this is I don't know if adults are going to see this movie. I think it's a good direction for DC to attract the kids or the teenagers to get them into this movie.
Do you think that this is going to be their Shazam as the family movie for this universe? Because Shazam was geared towards the family films, not an actual.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I personally think Cholo has a bigger fan base than Zachary Levi.
Yeah, because Zachary Levi's fan base died off after Chuck.
He's more beloved, I think, and he's definitely gonna. Like I said, I don't even know if Shazam was more of a family movie. Maybe it was. I guess it was, but the second one did so bad. But I don't know. I love the first Shazam movie. I thought that movie was freaking great.
Oh, the first one's good. The second one sucks.
It seems like they have different tones.
Oh, they do.
Oh, yeah. This one, honestly, like you said, you say Power Rangers, and yeah, but I don't see it as a bad thing. I see this movie as young kids getting into the DC universe, and that way they can how do I say it? It's just going to be a good way for them to get into the new DCU. To start getting into some of the characters, and I don't know. It'll definitely get Blue Beetle more exposure. And I think this might be the first Latin comic book superhero.
Yes,
comic book. Well, maybe not, because I think Zorro is actually the first, right? Was Zorro a comic book?
It was a black and white TV show.
Okay, never mind then.
And then it became a comic book.
But I think this will do. I think this will do better than Shazam.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, I think.
Wait, which Shazam? Which one?
First one. That didn't make that much money. That still didn't make that much money.
You still haven't watched Fury of the Gods yet?
I'll watch it. Look at this. Says the Blue Beetle trailer I saw yesterday seemed very Disney-esque. Nah, I don't get any Disney vibes from this.
I think I get what he's saying though.
I get what he's saying too, but I get more of what was that movie called that George Lopez was actually in, and it was directed by George Romero, by Oh my God, he works with Quentin Tarantino. He did that anime movie. Damn it. He's a Latin guy too. Come on, guys, help me out here. Something Kids. Yeah, Sasha
Spy
Kaya.
Kids.
Spy Kids.
Spy
Yeah,
Kids.
yeah.
Robert
Sasha
Rodriguez.
Kaya
Yeah.
is. She's Latin. Sasha Kaya. I think Sasha Kaya Mexican?
He's Colombian or
Colombian,
Puerto
okay.
Rican or something like that.
And then
Colombian.
Andy Muschietti's what? He's
From
Spain?
Portugal, I think he said. I don't remember
Maybe.
now.
But yeah, so I get Spy Kids vibes from Blue Beetle. We'll see. We'll see. Robert Rodriguez. There you go. Robert Rodriguez.
It right above, well, the comment before, I think Salt Pickle was.
What did you just say?
Salt Pickle was something about John Hamm as Batman.
Nah. No John Hamm. John Pickle. What else? Going back to the movies, like I think we had this conversation too. I don't know if it might have been you and me. I'm pretty sure it was. I miss original movies in the theaters. Like we talked about it. Like comedy movies aren't the same as what they used to be. We don't have dude, think about it. We don't have variety in the theater anymore. We have
it's one genre.
Either stupid comedies, a horror movie that's pretty much the same as any other horror movie. You pretty much can predict what's going to happen, or comic book movies, or stupid action movies. Other than John Wick and Top Gun, Keanu Reeves and Tom Cruise are saving the box office, I think.
So now, Tom Cruise.
Originality.
Are you gonna go see Mission Impossible?
I love the series. Yeah, I love the series, dude. I've said this for years. You can think of what you want about Tom Cruise's personal life, but he always delivers in movies, sci-fi, action, and even drama.
So did you like Oblivion?
I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was okay.
I think Edge of Tomorrow was 10 times better.
Oh, dude, Edge of Tomorrow was amazing. Dude, I saw that in theater. Freaking love that. I just watched it not too long ago. That's a great. If you guys have not seen Edge of Tomorrow with the beautiful, what's her name?
Emily Blunt.
Blunt and Bill Paxton, man, rest in peace. This is such an amazing sci-fi action movie, Groundhog Day action movie, man. Go watch it if you haven't seen it. It's based off of a book.
Yeah, the book was called Live, Die, Repeat.
Live, Die, Repeat. Yeah. And then I think there was different names to the title. Wasn't it called Kill Everything or something like that at one point?
They went through so many name changes before they ended up on
Live, Die,
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. But Tom Cruise, dude, think about all the movies he's done, right? Like action, sci-fi. What was the one he did with called Minority Report?
Oh, good movie. Spielberg. Yeah.
Dude, Minority Report. I don't know if you like the movie, but I like this movie. It was actually a Spanish movie, and then they remade it. Oh God, I forgot the name. It's in my mind. It's called Open Your Eyes, I think it was called.
Oh, Eyes Wide Shut.
Vanilla Sky.
Oh, Vanilla Sky. Yeah.
Vanilla Sky is a great movie. That's like a sci-fi drama, right?
It's
Penelope.
It's definitely a weird movie.
It's a crazy movie.
Oh man. So I don't know if I've ever told you this. So obviously I've watched a ton of Tom Cruise movies. My all-time favorite Tom Cruise movie is Jerry Maguire.
Dude, that's a great movie.
Yeah, it's so good.
I just rewatched it not too long ago with my wife. I have not seen that since the 90s. Dude, that's a great movie, dude. And you know what? The actress, what's her name?
Zellweger.
She's pretty, dude. She was pretty back in the day. She was actually pretty good looking back in the day. But yeah, that's a great movie, man. Tom Cruise has probably done, I'm sure he's done a bad movie, but just
Rockstar.
Which one?
Or not Rockstar. The stupid musical movie. God dang it!
I know where he has the long hair, right?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, but dude, come on. Look at his lists. Mars. Did you like Mars Attacks?
He wasn't in Mars Attack.
Not Mars Attacks.
I was like, what the hell?
No, the one they made the book out of.
Oh shoot, I know you're talking about.
Steven Spielberg, Dakota Fanning.
Oh my god, why am I drawing a
Yeah, the
blank?
tripods, the freaking tripod aliens. It's a freaking book. I read the book as a kid. The world.
Yeah, the War of the
Rock
Worlds.
of Ages. That's the one. What is the name?
War
Oh,
of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds. Dude, Jack Reacher. Oh my god, that was
Oh,
another good movie, man.
Black Creature 1 and 2 are good, but the only thing is I read the books and they're not like the books, and he's not supposed to be short like that.
Still a good
But
movie.
whatever.
Still a good
Yeah.
movie. Mission
Have you
Impossible.
seen so Jack Reacher, have you watched the show on Amazon?
No, but I heard it's good.
Oh my
I
god,
heard
dude,
it's
it's
good.
so good.
I gotta catch
Yeah.
that. That's with Krasinski, right?
No, that's with
I thought he was in. Oh no, that's another one. That's another one. Wait, who's Jack? Oh, that's the guy from TMNT. He did the voice for Raphael.
yeah, what's his Alan
Big
Richardson.
buff dude from Titans.
Yeah, Alan
Yeah,
Richardson.
I heard that
Yeah.
was good too. I heard that.
It's super good, yeah.
Damn, I gotta watch that. Jeez, man. Yeah, but you can always count on. Okay, so maybe not always count on Keanu Reeves because he still does
No,
some hit or misses. He
he
still
does
does, but he is still an action star.
oh
One of
totally.
the few. Him and Cruise are one of the few remaining action stars. But for the most part, I think Tom Cruise is one of the actors that whatever movie he puts out, it's pretty much guaranteed to be good. Would you
Yeah, and
agree?
he also Tom Cruise he's a perfectionist. But he wants his movies to be like look at Maverick.
Yeah,
That just a testament like how
dude.
he didn't want Paramount to put it on streaming, and he's like, no, wait. He made them
Yeah,
wait a whole year to put it
right.
out.
Dude, you know it's funny
So
because I love the first Top Gun. I watched it as a kid and watched it many times after. I remember seeing the trailer before the pandemic, right? And this is how many years later? Over 20 years. And I was just like, like
yeah,
why is there going to be a part 2? Like, who cares? And then the trailers started coming out more when theaters were opening, and I was still like, whatever. And then people started saying how great this movie was. And then I was like, it can't be that good. I'm like,
right, because
everyone's
the
saying
hype,
it's,
right?
yeah. So then I decided to go watch it. I'm not going to lie, I went with whatever expectations. I left with like, holy crap, that's one of the best movies I've seen in a long time, man.
Yeah. I
And one of
went
the
with
original styled action movies, just straight to the point.
yeah, I went with Todd and one of my best friends, my friend Matt. And I had no expectations. I was like, yeah, I mean, I wonder if this hype is real. And then we walked out, and I was like, holy shit, I'm blown away. Blown away.
Yeah.
How good that is.
Dude,
And I've
that
rewatched that movie at least 6 times since.
it's so, dude, it's so good. It's so good. It's a movie that I thought was going to be overrated, and it's not. Everything everybody ever says positive about it is true.
It's totally true.
Dude, when was the last time you heard a movie like action movie? When was the last time you heard of an action movie like this?
It's been a long, long time.
Like, even like, don't get me wrong, John Wick's freaking great, but this movie surpasses John Wick in every way. And they're different genres. They're different types of action.
Well, yeah, they're different types of action, but so what Maverick came out last Memorial Day weekend, and then John Wick 4, which
Oh,
you're
man.
going into a John Wick movie, it's going to be good, but
Dude,
I was not
4.
expecting 4 to be as good
Okay,
as
so
it is.
I remember I didn't watch 4 right away.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, why not?
And then I waited how long? 2 weeks, 3 weeks? I don't know how long I
I
waited.
think you waited almost a
A
month.
month, and everybody
Yeah.
was saying how good it was, and I didn't even know, spoiler alert, I didn't even know it was the last one. I thought they were making another one. So, well, which they might be. So I go in again, like whatever, kind of like I did with Top Gun, even though I love the franchise. And you were right, dude. This movie is almost as good as the first one.
Yeah.
I think you said it's better than the first one, right?
I think that John Wick 4 and John Wick 1 are top tier. Like
On the same.
there's not one better than the other. They're like exact same. Like if you're gonna put a sequel to a franchise, and especially a fourth one,
Dude,
and it's gonna be as good as the first one, that's unheard of.
let me ask you, well, first off, watch, I don't know, you have Spotify, right?
Yeah.
Watch the Joe Rogan interview with the director.
Oh yeah. The
You
stunt
got
double
you got to
for
listen
Brandon
to it. Yeah, for
for
Brandon
Brandon
Lee.
Lee.
You got to listen to it, man. It's really good, and he even talks about how it's over the top, like the movie. But let
Yeah.
me like going back to the John Wick franchise. Is there a franchise like this? We're on the fourth one
Mhm.
where they're all good.
Let me think here.
Like Mission Impossible. I still think the third one was it the third one where he had the long hair? Or was it the second one?
Second one.
That one was kind of the weakest to me.
That was the weakest one out of them all.
Okay, so John Wick doesn't have a weak one.
No, they're all
They're
good.
all good. They're
Yeah.
all good, and that's very rare to have a movie like that. Like it's like Fast and the Furious. To me, there's only like out of the 20 there's only like 3 or 4 good ones to me.
Well, the first one.
I love the second one, dude. The first one's
Oh, Too Fast.
dude, I've mentioned this before. So I like the first one a lot. I saw it in theaters when it came out. Great movie. The second one I didn't watch till years later, I think. But the chemistry between Tyrese and Paul Walker is what made the movie for me, dude. Like you can tell those guys just clicked, you know, and that did it. Like I didn't even care Vin Diesel wasn't in it.
Yeah, you
And
don't really miss him in that
no,
movie.
dude. So that one is like this with me, with the first one and the second one.
Okay.
So, and then I'd have to go to, I did like Fast 4, but I think Fast 5 would be next.
Yeah, Fast Five is what I think
Save the
reinvigorated that
franchise.
whole
Yeah.
franchise. Yeah.
That saved the franchise, I think. Like brought it back to life. The fourth one was good though.
Yeah, because that was that the first one with him, Vin Diesel back? It
With
was.
Vin Diesel back and I think all the original characters back.
Believe so, yeah.
So what's your top in Fast?
Oh shit. Obviously number one, because I saw that in the theater. I probably would have to say so 1, 5, and
5.
6 are my top three.
Okay, good.
Uh Tokyo Drift, I know it like doesn't have
Never
anyone
watched
from
it.
the original movies, but over time that I've watched it, it's definitely gotten a lot better for me. I was like, okay, now I see where everyone, because it was more about the cars, and
Yeah,
that's
which is what Fast
where
was
I
about.
think, yeah, and that's where I was like, eh. But over time, I definitely have an appreciation for it. But yeah, 1, 5, and 6 are like the ones I like the most.
Now let me ask the people here watching. Who's excited for the new Indiana Jones movie? I know you're excited, right, Carlos, to watch this one?
Yeah, I love Indiana Jones. Man, I've watched so many of these reviewers say exactly what I wanted to hear. So everyone going in like, oh, hearing bad things about it, and then they're all coming out like surprised how much they liked it. So that makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'm too excited for it. We'll see. When's it come out? 2 weeks?
Yeah, end of the month.
We'll see. We'll see how I feel about it.
I'll
Nostalgia.
tell you. I'll give you my honest opinion. I always have. If it's something worth watching right away, or maybe waiting a little while.
Yeah.
What's up, Gambit?
What's up, Gambit? You gonna hook me up with your Batman? Oh, did you? I did show you this, but oh my god, there's a spider on this. Come on, dude. This garage. Now that the summer's coming up, it's getting. Dude, it was cold this morning, and then by lunchtime at work, it was freaking scorching hot.
How hot?
Oh, look at this.
That thing is so nice. It's so mint
It's clean, dude.
for an
Clean.
old poster.
My favorite zombie movie, I want to say of all time, and I'm a George Romero fan, and this is a George Romero movie. It's just directed by Tom Savini. I'm gonna go to CreepyCon this year so I can get this signed by Tony Todd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then eventually get it signed by the director himself, Tom Savini, the jerk of all jerks. I love his work though. I love this poster, man. It's in such good condition. Like you have to see it in person to just see. It looks like a brand new poster, but you can see that it's got age to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's so nice. It's
Where'd
so
you get
nice.
it at?
I got it at Big Bad Toy Store. Use my link in the description down below. Just kidding. No, I got it at Atomic Art, right? Atomic Art and Music.
Yep.
Check them out on Instagram if you guys want posters or records or whatever. I mean, this guy has amazing stuff, man. Amazing stuff. Just let him know I sent you. He's looking in for me. I asked him if he had a My Science Project poster, which he does. He has a Kroll poster. He has a Kroll poster and a Legend poster. Import. So he said he's doing a convention right now. So he said he'll look for me.
Oh, that reminds me. So I talked about, so he also has a Masters of the Universe poster. I know people hate that movie, but I love that movie. So the one I want, he still has. He sold the VHS version. So still have an opportunity to get that.
Oh, shoot. Get it, man.
I want it so bad.
Good question right here. What's the last good horror movie you saw? You know what? I might have to agree with you on Barbarian. I didn't watch Evil Dead yet. I might have to agree with you with the Barbarian.
Oh, dude, for sure, Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah,
no, and then I would say Barbarian would be the second one.
Dude, Barbarian was a fantastic movie. HBO Max, check it out.
Great. It surprised me. That movie, Barbarian, surprised me.
Okay, reasonable. Dude, Salt Pickle. Is that Chi Chang on your thumbnail? That looks like Chi Chang. You know who that is?
Or is that you? Yeah, from Deftones.
Yeah, is that Chi Chang? Looks like Chi Chang. If that's you, then dude, you got to join the Deftones. I think he has reasonable prices, dude. So one thing about
it is
one thing about this guy, Atomic Art. I've seen him at his booth at conventions. All his stuff is crisp, and he's got posters that are rare. He's got lobby cards that are rare. If you go to his Instagram and send him a DM of something that you're looking for, most likely he has it.
Yeah, he has it. Everything he has is an original from the United States or a what am I thinking here? Foreign, I guess, poster. But everything's OG. There's nothing that's a reprint. He has stuff all the way back from the 60s. He doesn't have stuff current because he all the stuff he has is pretty much all the vintage stuff, and he has an original Batman poster.
Oh, he's got a lot. I'm on the list for that. Oh, speaking of,
shameless plug. You know, he wrote this book, right, guys? He wrote the book.
I wrote and directed this film. That's me. No, but I just want to show this. But no, check this out. This is something that this man here helped me get.
What man? Oh, that. Okay.
Chi Chang. Dude, this is so sick, man. This is awesome. I love this. The freaking microphone's hiding this. It's probably still in the way, but can't tell where the camera's at. Look at that. This is so... Oh, dude, I love this, man. Thank you again for this, dude. This right here. I haven't had like a new item that I've loved so much in a while. And this one here is it. No pun intended. I didn't even notice the spine. It also has writing there. I love this thing, dude.
Do you know how I saw that?
How?
So I told you where I got it in Sacramento.
Yeah.
I went toy hunting. With my son, and when I was walking around and I saw the vinyl records, what caught my attention first was the top of Creepshow. I was like, what is this? I thought it was like a calendar or something. Pull it out and I was like, oh shit, this is a vinyl. Took a picture, started looking through. I saw the top of that balloons, and I'm like, this can't be it. Pull it out and I was like, oh, I have to sell it to him.
Dude, I'm so glad that you and I messaged him and I was like, oh my God, I hope he's still freaking there.
Yeah.
I've been trying to look for this. So this is his tag right here. I know Mr. King is looking. Can you see that?
No.
There.
It's Atomic Art and Music on Instagram or atomicartandmusic.com if you want to look up his website.
That's pretty good, right? You can see that.
Yep, there you go. Better.
That's his Instagram right there. And he's got lots of goodies. My phone turned off. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. So
Yep,
let
he
him
has a
know.
Crow poster I want too.
Check this out. I saw that poster at Monster Palooza, and mwah, beautiful poster. I found your channel during the It Chapter 1 era because I liked watching your and I like to say I had like a really big following during that time because of It. Like I was known as the It guy at one point, and people were getting mad because I called myself the biggest It collector. People were DMing me, arguing with me because I was calling myself that. It's like, dude, stop crying. Like who cares? Who
Oh,
cares?
you're saying whatever you want. Who cares?
Who cares, man? Like, who cares? Like, you should be jealous in a good way.
Yeah.
Like, I see people who have statues and Hot Toys that I like, and I'll message them and be like, dude, I'm so jealous of your collection. I love it.
Called supporting.
Yeah, you don't go and be like, oh, you're dumb. You don't have the best It collection. Where's this? Where's that? It's like, dude, I don't care. I got the best. I got so much stuff, dude. You don't even know. I have so much It stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy how much It stuff I have. There's stuff I've never shown on camera that I have. I forgot about it and then rebounded today. Nice. Nice. Deftones,
awesome.
dude. Deftones. Dude, when I went to Hot Topic, they had brand new Deftones and corn shirts.
Really?
Brand new Deftones and corn shirts. Homage shirts for previous albums. But what you know what? Do you have a Grail piece?
Do I have a Grail piece?
Let's say what's your Grail figure you own and what's your Grail poster you own?
Oh shoot. Grail poster obviously is the Crow. Not this poster, but the actual poster.
Original.
Probably. I don't know if I have it up. I don't think I have it up. It's not the Crow over here, which I do like. It's the Marvel Legends, the Spider-Man from the old Marvel Legends Toy Biz days.
Yeah.
That's probably my Grail. I think that's the one I have that's worth the most, actually, too. It's funny because where did I see that at? I saw it last weekend. I think it was at the Cave, actually, and they had two. They had one with a box that was in the window, or the window was all jacked, and then they had one that was mint that's like mine, and it's what the price was on it. I looked up on eBay and I was like, oh, they're actually $30 under.
Yeah.
It was like $200 and something, and I'm like, yeah, that's about right.
Nice.
Yeah, that one's really cool. I mean, I love Spider-Man, so
yeah.
I think this one's going to become, well, it's in this plastic case, so it'll be cell shaded Spider-Man.
That's a good one. That's a real good
that
one.
One's going in the grill section now. I don't really, dude. I have so much stuff in bins. I can't even remember what I have. So,
are you excited for the new TMNT?
I wasn't not before until I seen the trailer and that animation. I like the animation.
Yeah,
so
it's caught my interest, but I can't say I'm like super hyped. But
no, I'm not excited, but I want to see it.
Here we go. The only letdown for It movie is Pennywise didn't turn into a giant spider. Wait, he did.
On the second one, didn't he?
He did in the original 1990 version. It just looked kind of funky. I still liked it. And then in the second one, it was more of like a Pennywise spider.
Yeah, Pennywise spider.
And in the 2017 sequel, he was more of a giant Pennywise spider, which is still cool. I liked it. I liked the second one. I know a lot of people didn't like the second one a whole lot, but
I like the second one, but it's not as good as the
definitely not as good. Definitely not as good. And some scenes did drag a little bit, but Pennywise was barely in that movie. But it was another great, like, heartfelt movie.
They focused on them as adults more, and then them going back into like when they've basically met Pennywise.
Yeah, which had the face. He did the face CGI screening, and I noticed it right off the bat. The letdown was this. Where'd it go? Gambit says something. The letdown in the It movie was that he didn't turn into Freddy Krueger. What the?
What the heck?
The letdown was that he didn't turn into Gambit.
All right, so let me ask you, what's your Grail piece and Grail poster?
Me?
Yeah.
Grail. I'll go with Grail poster because I already got a lot of them up here. Grail poster. So, damn, that's a tough one, dude. Because I'll tell you why. You got me the Batman Returns one, which I love, and then the Turtle Secret of the Ooze one, which I love. But Grail poster, one that brings back so much memories to me as a kid. The TMNT animated one that I got. I don't know if you've seen it, right?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Or my Corn poster that
I was gonna say the
I had
corn
on
one.
my door for years as a kid and loved it, man. And when I tracked it down for a good price and it was minty, I was happy to have that in my collection, man. Now I just got to get the Deftones one I used to have, and that one's kind of a little more expensive. So poster wise, that's it. Figure wise, it's really
out of
good.
everything you own, everything.
Shoot. I've always said there's a figure that I own from the Kenner days of Batman, of Legends of the Dark Knight. It's a figure of Batman on a horse when he has like a whip. I don't know if you've ever seen it. And the reason why that one is such a grail piece, I've said this on my channel before, like a while ago. Me and my dad used to go toy hunting every week, dude. My dad always supported my collecting cards, toys. If I had cameras back then, dude, like I'd have me and my dad going and filming would have been crazy. Anyways, so he used to take me from store to store to go buy figures, right? And we always saw that Batman on a horse. We always saw it. And we would always say, oh, we'll get it next week. We'll get it next week, right? And we never got it. And I never saw it again as a collector. And then I got out of collecting for years, like over 10 years. Because I stopped collecting, I want to say 90, 95, 96. I really stopped collecting. No, maybe I did collect a little bit. But I really stopped collecting during the Power of the Force. And I think it was during the second Star Wars prequel. And I got back into collecting in 2010. And I still couldn't find that horse anywhere I went to. Stores, anywhere. I told myself I want to get it because it reminds me of my dad so much. And my dad, he still supports my collecting to this day. But we would always talk about it years later. Like, man, you should have got that horse when we saw it, Batman on the horse. And then I found it on Amazon one time when I got back into collecting. It was only $20 in box, and I bought it. And that's probably my grail piece for that reason.
Because that makes sense.
That's just a piece that means a lot to me because it represents, like, my collecting, my dad supporting my collecting. Mm-hmm. So that's one for that reason. But if we're talking about like a piece that I own, that's hard, man, because I'd have to go to like Hot Toys or my Keaton Batmans, dude. My Keaton Batmans. Whether it's an 89 or Batman Returns, these things are just amazing. That's probably where I'd go, or the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Batmobile is sick.
And I've never really thought about it, but let me see if I can open this. Like, these are starting to get there too. Whoa, this thing scared me. Let me see if I can grab it. Speaking of.
Yeah, that thing's.
And these things are rare.
Thing's creepy and it's freaking badass.
These are probably grail pieces. And I own 2 of them. I wish I would have bought the third head. And if you see this in person, it's like, holy crap. Yeah.
What's the third one look like?
So there's this one. There's this. You saw my smiley face one, right?
Yeah.
The third one is just more of like a serious face.
Okay.
And then there's the half scale or the 1/3 scale statue. And that one comes with another head sculpt as well. And you can interchange all the heads.
So what's the third one? Like, what's the cost for the third one that you're missing?
They're limited to, I think, 250 pieces. So I think if you want it, it's like, I think each one costs like I think they're in the ranges of maybe 5 to 700.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I think so. But I got one of them off a guy on OfferUp for I think 300, and then the other one I got from Big Bad. And I should have gotten the third one, and now it's sold out. Yeah.
I didn't know they were limited to that low
Oh,
amount.
dude, these things are. Let me see if there's a number. 250.
Oh shoot, that's
250.
pretty. That's a
That's
small
low,
amount.
bro. That's low.
Yeah.
Just to think that 250 of these exist in the world. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And then like if I had to say like a Grail pop would have to be
Oh,
this one right here. My dad got this for my birthday a little before the pandemic, and it's full of spiders, and I got to do some cleaning here. Yikes. The Chase.
that thing's dope.
And I got it for such a good price.
It's funny that you said you're a grill pop because I was looking at my grill pop. I was like, oh, that's
What is
funny
it?
you said that.
Yeah, there it is. No, dude, you know what? Okay, so I saw the new Funko Pop of the Crow yesterday, right? I didn't see the one with the flames. That's the one I want. That's the original one, which I think I have.
Yeah, this is the
But
OG one.
you need the glow in the dark Hot Topic one.
I know it's so expensive.
What's the price on it? Like
I
100?
don't know.
I think as you being a Crow fan, I think that's a piece you need in your collection, dude.
Let me see.
I saw that at Mighty Pins one time, and I should have picked it up.
My sister actually got me that.
That's a great pop.
She surprised me. I can't remember if it was my birthday or Christmas. I think it was Christmas because I opened it and my mom was like,
I think that's a better one than I still think that one's better than the new one that came out.
Yeah, the new one, it's the paint around the eyes that kind of is weird.
Well, the smiley face kind of threw me off a little bit too. But me and Carlos were discussing this. Well, actually, I brought it to his attention first. I said, because I was like, is this supposed to be Bill Skarsgård? Because if you guys don't know, Bill Skarsgård already shot the new Crow. 250. I'm sure you can get it for a good dude. You need that, man.
I do want it, but I didn't
that.
know they had it. I didn't know they made that. And I was like, God dang it.
Yeah, you need that. You need that there.
You know what else I need that I've seen, and I remember seeing it at Target a long, long time ago. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy that, was the reaction.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Is that
And I was
worth
like, damn it,
anything?
$16, which isn't that bad.
Not bad.
And then where is it?
I'll tell you what Carlos needs. Either the 1/6 scale. You know what? I think I have that. I think I have that. I think I do. So Carlos, he's a big Crow fan. I think this guy needs in his collection a 1/6 scale, either Sideshow Collectibles Crow or the Hot Toys version, or the Sideshow Collectibles 1/4 scale statue.
I want every single one of those, but I want my first hot toy to be the Crow. That's the first. You and I've discussed that. That's the first hot toy I want. I've had an opportunity to have the Captain America from Endgame and a Spider-Man.
You need the Crow. I think
I know, and I was like, nope. I want the Crow. Want that to be my first hot toy.
I think to me, for me, what I've seen, I think your first hot toy should either be a Spider-Man or a Crow. But I think Crow.
Yep. Yeah, it has to be the Crow. Has to be the Crow. That's why I asked you about that Sideshow one. I'm like, hey, is this the hot toy? And you're like, no, it's not
as good. It's not as good as the Crow, as the Hot Toys one, but it's still a great figure. It's still
I want them both. I want that freaking statue so bad.
Dude, the statue, I've seen it in person. That thing is freaking gorgeous.
The only problem is I have nowhere to put it at all.
That'd be a piece that you can, like, if you had somewhere in your back, like right behind you, you had a little like tabletop, and just put it right there.
I actually have a table over there. It's just not tall enough.
That would be good. That would be a good spot. I could see you, like, because you do. It looks like you have a lot of Spider-Man stuff, but I can see you as a person who buys a lot of Crow, like a completist almost for Crow.
I am a completist. That's 100% fact.
Then where's your Hot Toys?
I didn't know they existed. I mean, I think I
Dude,
did. I just was like, oh, these shoes are
I
expensive.
showed you that NECA one where he's on the table putting the makeup, which looks terrible.
Yeah.
Still, as a collector, something you got to have.
What was it? $75?
$75.
Yeah. The one that I trying to remember. I remember, well, that place I went to, the cave. So they posted there was during the pandemic, the Reflection 2-pack that NECA made, where he's sitting at the table putting the makeup on, and then the other figure is him as the Crow, and they had it priced at $200, and I was like, what the hell? Went on eBay and found one for 75. Tried to bid for it, and got bid up to 300. I'm like, ah, damn it.
Well, remember I went to Comic or LA not LA Comic, WonderCon, and I was doing a live and I was asking about the Crow figures that were in there.
Yeah,
But
and
let me
they're
tell you something, dude. Like the NECA Crow stuff, the old stuff, you don't come by anymore.
it's so rare. It's hard to
That's why.
get a
That's
good
why
deal.
I think I might pick up that Crow for you if it's there and just hold it for you.
Which one?
The makeup one.
Oh, at Book Off.
I think you need that. I think you need that. That's a piece that I
Well,
think you need in your collection, dude.
I mean, I got the McFarlane 12-inch, the 7-inch. I have the Mezco now. I have the Diamond Select. There's a ton of Diamond Select ones I want. I have
Yeah.
the VHS Walmart exclusive. I have the Pop. I have the Funko Soda. I have the Mezco 5. What's it? 5 Point? I think is what it's called. Which that was actually shockingly.
Yeah, good
That thing
figure.
shocked me how well they did on that. His face looks like Brandon Lee, and I'm like, damn, that's good. Or yeah, Brandon Lee. I think that might be it. I have actually I never showed you this. I have a stack of the Crow movie cards from the
Yeah,
first
you
and
told me
second
about it. You told
movie.
me about it. Remember I saw him at a place and I asked you about him and you said you
Yeah,
have some.
I think I have the whole set of the first one. I'll have to go through them again. So I have those, and then over the years, I didn't know like all these companies had stuff like Diamond Select, NECA, Real Toys, like that talking one that you told me
Well,
about.
also
Oh,
you just picked up the record.
oh yeah, I have it right here.
Let's take a look. Did you open it or
Oh,
still sealed?
it's still sealed.
That's dude, I kind of wanted to get that, but I'm a Crow fan, but not as big as you are. But I'm definitely a Crow fan.
Here's the thing: you have to buy this record because it's probably one of the best soundtracks ever
Soundtrack.
made.
Movie wise,
I would say yes, movie wise, it's
yeah,
one of the best.
it is. I really enjoyed the Spawn soundtrack.
Ooh, yeah, that one's good. It has a lot of techno stuff to
Yeah,
it.
techno with rock bands.
Yeah,
But the Crow one is definitely up there, man. Definitely up there.
I think because I
Oh,
remember.
the Crow City of Angels was a good soundtrack too, man.
Um,
It had Deftones, Hole,
Speaking
Corn.
of soundtracks,
Did you get the second one? What would you got?
I have the score to The
Oh,
Crow,
you got it. Nice.
the score, and I have the score to City of Angels.
That, that's the second one.
Yeah, this is the score, not the
Yeah, not the
soundtrack.
soundtrack.
Or
Yeah,
the I
the
have the
musical.
soundtrack. What else? There was something else that I found that I have. Shoot, there's something from this movie now. I can't remember. I found it and I forgot to point it out. Shoot. I don't remember. I have this. I have the poster for the City of Angels one too. Two of them, I think.
Deftones are in that movie.
Yep. Oh, you want to? This is something I didn't know about this movie. This movie, the version that we saw. You've seen this movie, right?
I've seen it one time.
Because it's not that great. So City of Angels, there is a cut they say is completely different, way better, but that sick man Weinstein, he went in and actually cut the movie because he didn't like what they had. So what
Oh,
we've seen is Harvey Weinstein's cut of the movie. The original one they say is 10 times better, and I'm like shit. And not only that, they said you'll never see it because he still owns the license to this movie.
it's a lot of movies we're never going to see, man. Put that on the list.
No, I'm like, as soon as I heard that, I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, yeah. Oh
Too
man.
much nostalgia today.
You know, Well, speaking of Diamond Select, are you gonna get the Crow busts like this?
I have them on order from Entertainment Earth.
Okay,
Hit the
I
link in my description
no
below.
no
No,
no 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 no, not the single one, not the little one, the half scale bust,
oh,
like the Batman ones I have up here, the Joker and Batman.
aren't those? I think those are on
They're like
Entertainment Earth.
$120, but you can find them on clearance on Amazon sometimes.
I do look on Amazon a lot actually for
Yeah, I've
those.
picked up a lot of stuff on Amazon for dirt cheap. Those are pretty cool busts, but the face sculpts sometimes are hit or miss. Like I don't have my Pennywise one here. It was actually pretty good. I have a Venom one and I have a Spider-Man one. I have some Mortal Kombat ones, but
You're
it's a
talking about
hit
like
or miss.
this 1/6 scale one,
That one's awesome, dude.
but
I think
his
I've seen that one in
face
person.
doesn't look like him.
It doesn't. And that's the reason why I didn't like the statue where he's going like this with the crow, with the
Mhm.
dude, that does not look like him at all.
Yeah, that one that you're telling me about, they had on Big Bad for cheap, and then Amazon had it cheap.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
should
that
have
one.
I should have ordered it. God, I'm so mad I didn't order
What
that.
was it at, dude? Like $80,
I think
$70?
Big Bad had it for what, 80?
You should have jumped on that, bro.
No, I think it was cheaper than 80. I think
I
it
think
was
it
like
was cheaper.
60.
Yeah.
And then Amazon had it for 80, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna wait because they usually will price match everybody, or they'll like whatever. And it never went down, and then like 2 days later, it went back up to 100 and something. Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah, that's the name of the game. I'm getting to the point now where I think I want to get a crow poster.
You have one,
Oh shoot, you're right.
dude.
Dude, what the heck, man? You know
Still
what?
on that tube,
Holy
probably in your.
crap. I forgot. I totally forgot. Dude, do you know I now have a pile of tubes?
You're welcome.
Oh my god, dude. You know what? I gotta find the tube now and see where it's at.
Yeah. So for everybody in the chat, I actually gave him my
Holy
one I
crap,
had
I
in my
forgot.
bedroom walls forever. I gave him that one.
Dude, I totally forgot about that, man.
Yeah.
And you gave Robert Scarface one.
That was that one that I gave him was like what I did. I know I showed you this artwork I did of the crow. It was just dots.
Yeah.
That poster is Scarface as dots.
That was a cool poster, man. That was a really cool poster.
And I don't remember how I got that. I think someone just gave it to me, and I was like, okay, cool. And then when you were like, Robert talked about Scarface, I was like, oh, I have to give this to him.
Do you still have a lot of posters?
Um, yes and no. Like actually, chat wise, and everyone doesn't know, but I had probably around 30,000 posters at one point
That is crazy, man. That is
because I
crazy.
worked at video stores and I just kept taking them all because no one wanted them. Or
Yeah.
I would take the ones that were supposed to go up and say that we didn't get them because I was like, I'm never going to get this if I don't take it now.
Dude, if I had that many posters, man, I'd be rotating them like crazy. I forgot I have a RoboCop poster too in it. I forgot I have an original It 2017 poster. I gotta go through my posters, dude. I forgot I have that print of Batman Returns that I got at that vintage store. Remember?
Oh yeah,
I have that too, and it's in a frame sitting on a pile.
yeah.
There's
That
so
print,
much.
I like that print.
That thing's awesome, dude. That thing is awesome. This I
Uh,
mentioned it. This is gonna get framed because I love the quality so much.
oh yeah, you have to.
This thing is sick, dude. This is a great poster.
And that was the one thing about working for a small independent like video store was I was the one who put up all the posters. I was the one who took them down. I put my name on all the ones I wanted. Worked at Blockbuster. They didn't have a lot of posters, but they'd get sent and we would just throw them away and I would just take them home. Oh shoot, you did buy it?
Big Bad.
Okay. Yeah,
Link
that looks
in the
good.
description, guys. That's where I got this and the 12-inch flash. Big Bad. Dude, they have sales, guys. They have sales. Trust me. Use the damn link. Go use the link right now.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do that right now. Hold on.
Imagine, dude. You're all, dude, why'd you save the $1,000? Thanks, Sal, man. Must be hard if you have a little space. But the thing about posters, you can rotate them. You can rotate them.
Or you can do what I do in my son's room. Is every new poster, like he has, I think he was only missing a few of the MCU movie posters, but we just slip them right on top of each other. So he has two, one above his bed, one behind his door, and they just get rotated. So they literally just go on top of each other.
Dude, you know they have binders for posters, right?
Yeah, that's
And they're
something I
huge,
need.
bro. They're
That's what I
huge.
need.
Yeah.
That's what Atomic has, doesn't he have that?
I don't know. I don't know. There's like
Oh,
actually a binder where you can slip them in. I was going to ask you about this right now. So Halloween ends, right? This guy says he's got a poster signed by James Jude Courtney. So they're going to have an event in Pasadena, the Halloween 45th anniversary. And it's going to have like a bunch of actors from the Halloween franchises. Supposedly Jamie Lee Curtis will be there. We don't know. Why don't you come down and let's go to it.
when's this?
October 1st.
Oh, that's plenty of time. Yeah.
Dude, you should do it. It's my birthday weekend too.
Dude, don't make me. Yeah,
Halloween. It's
that
plenty of time.
makes me depressed.
Are you being sarcastic or are you being
About
'cause
coming?
yeah, that it's a good
I want to go, but it just makes me depressed thinking that I was supposed to be down at your house
for
toy
Monsterpalooza.
hunting the week before my
Yeah.
birthday for Monsterpalooza.
Yeah, he
So
was supposed to come down for Monsterpalooza. And I
yeah.
mentioned this before. I don't even know if people know this. I have footage of Monsterpalooza that's not even going to get uploaded because it's just a lot of the footage was just so Monsterpalooza wasn't really the greatest this year. Mind you, it was my second one, but and I Brad was recording me having a conversation with the voice actor of the Crypt Keeper, John Kassir. Great guy, man. Great guy. He's what all celebrities should be like. But he didn't record it. He recorded my feet for about 10 minutes. 10 minutes recorded my feet. He was also supposed to be recording me and another fellow YouTuber, and he didn't record any of it. He should have been recording me having a conversation at Atomic Records booth. He was showing off all his lobby card stuff, and how he got them, and this and that, and none of it was shot.
All my fault.
All because this guy didn't go.
It's all my fault.
But yeah, dude, you should think about coming down because I want to go. I think that'd be awesome, dude. I don't know if you're a big Halloween fan, but
I like Halloween. I hated Halloween Ends.
Yeah, I didn't give a crap.
You can trash.
But yeah, dude, you gotta plan down coming down here. We should head out there. But I am going to be going to CreepyCon. That's for sure.
When's that's coming up? When?
September.
Okay, so September.
Because I want to get Tony Todd to sign my Living Dead poster.
Oh yeah, so you know what I was telling you about SinisterCon, which is this weekend, tomorrow.
You going?
But I'm not going to. No, because I started seeing like people that are there to like sign and like do panels drop out one after another, just like over the last week, and I'm like, something's definitely up. So it makes me feel like it's probably scamish or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But I got to end this, dude. It's getting late.
Oh my gosh, it's 11:30.
Yeah, but I got to thank you, Carlos, for hopping on, man. That was fun.
Yeah, man, that was fun.
If you guys just tuned in or tuning in later or whatever, thank you for watching or rewatch this. And if you weren't going to watch it because the spoilers are going to watch it later, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out Carlos's channel. The link is in the description. It should be in there because I put it in there beforehand for his YouTube channel. I also, my link for description for Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. Use the damn links. Just use
use his links, and then if you don't want to buy nothing from his links, buy them from my links.
I'm taking Carlos's channel off of my description. Use my links. Use our links.
There you go.
All right, hey Ing, nice seeing you, man. Nice, dude. Ing, I gotta get you on here one day.
Yeah, Ing.
Yeah, Ing. Hey, Roger that. That's a Batman saying.
I like that name too, Salt Pickle. That's funny.
You know why he likes that name. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Carlos. I'm going to end this, but I'll talk to you right now. I'm just going to, do I just end this and we'll still be on, right?
You just hit the end.
And but
recording.
okay, this is going to be the Snyder cut. Adios.
Snyder Cut.